What's up, everybody? It's Wes, Hank, and Andy. Hello, and welcome.
What's going on?
To another Random Fandom Tuesday night. This one, the 76th edition of Random Fandom for the week of September 17th, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
What
I'm here
is
so
going
infrequently, I always forget that how Miami Vice that intro is, and I love it. I love it.
I landed on that one because of the telephone.
The dial-up,
that electronic beat build up.
Yeah.
Oh man!
And then, by the time you get to the end and the woman is screaming, I think we've gone to a whole other place. I love it. I do. I love it.
Well, this was supposed to be our 400th video, but
what's a couple shorts between friends?
Yeah, from spitting out of Sunday Evening's Tales of the Moon of Fandor. So this will be,
I think this is 403. To be honest.
402 or 403. But
hey, we were all excited.
Over 400 videos.
We were all excited.
Over 400.
Yeah. This is like 399th video.
We were doing our 400th video and we didn't know it.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yep. Zazel's in the house.
Good morning, sir. I hope things are fantastic down under.
And treasures for Trigger.
Phil in Japan. Phil, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
What's up, buddy?
It's the triangle of terrific.
Nice. I love it.
There we go.
The bearded triumvirate.
The bearded triangle.
Gas, woo! Let's go. Did someone
gas.
Say
I did say Miami Vice.
Oh, nice.
I'll hit you with a Punch and John reference next.
Nice.
It's good to see everybody here tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Random Fandom. One of certainly the show the little show that's got the legs.
Mm-hmm.
No shortage of news this week.
This one's packed.
PulseCon was just over the weekend, so there's lots to cover there. Also, some last minute stuff that came in from today that may or may not come as a surprise.
Well, it's more of a follow-up story, really. We got a couple of those tonight.
That's true. Before we get to any of those, we should probably open with another dose of
Random Fandom Trivia.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it.
So let's go ahead and line that up. And question, folks, by what other name was Alcatraz Federal Prison known? Was it A, the camp, B, the rock, C, the hole, or D, the cage?
I have a great answer for this.
It can't be B or D because those are both actors. The Hole is a band with Courtney Love, so I'm going with A, the camp.
There you go.
Even though I know the answer.
All right, we're gonna we'll give the 30-second sounder and we'll check back in with everybody's answers here in just a moment. Here we go. All right.
So abrupt.
What do we got going on? Well, let's see. We got
Zazel's coming in here with B.
Zazel coming in with a B.
Gaz going with the rock.
Nice.
Treasure.
Nice.
Phil is going with B. Sean is going with B as well.
I think we went pretty easy on this one.
I think we did too.
I thought as soon as I saw it, I wanted to say B starring the D.
B starring the D.
There you go.
The answer is B starring the D.
There you go.
Nice.
This camp sounds like a great place for a holiday. Oh, it would be these days, you know.
The camp.
That's what they call it in the Army. You're going to camp.
It should be called the Seagull Poop Spot. Way to go, guys.
Nice.
Well, everybody who chose B, you smelled what The Rock was cooking.
Nice.
Yep. Indeed, it is The Rock. Did you know that the island was originally named Isla de los Alcatres, or Isle of the Pelicans, by Spanish explorer
No way.
Juan Manuel de Ayala?
That's a new one for me. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Nice.
Yeah, he sailed it
Wh-
through the bay in 1775.
Which word in there is pelican? Which word in
I-
there is pelican? Alcatraz itself, or
I think it's the Alcatres. Yeah.
Alcatres.
cool Pelican
Oh, I
Island.
guess so. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
way less scary now. I just broke out of Pelican Island. So what?
Exactly.
Oh man.
But we do got some sad ones this week. So, and we got a few of them too. So
Oh no.
let's get to it. We've lost comic book artist John Cassaday.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, he's a young guy.
52 years old.
Jesus.
Fort Worth,
Oh,
Texas
man.
native. Worked on X-Men, Star Wars, a whole bunch of stuff. No cause of death has been released yet,
Okay.
but they did say following a period of failing health. So whatever he was fighting finally, I guess, won. But
that sucks.
You know, we've talked about this before when it comes to some of these releases, and it's like you want to know what happened, but you want to respect the family's privacy.
yeah,
And this just sounds like one of those cases where it's like we don't want it out there,
no.
and I can respect that. I totally do.
But he's received a ton of Eisner Awards for Astonishing X-Men, Planetary, and I Am Legion.
Oh
And,
wow.
like his body of work is going to be remembered for a good long time. Like his legacy is intact. But yeah, condolences to his family.
As always, yeah.
Hmm.
Zazel, what hope do we have to reach old age these days?
Mm,
I often wonder. I consider myself lucky to be where I am now, but I'm not gonna lie. I have reached that point in my life where I do look at my own mortality and kind of I am
Mhm.
aware that the clock is ticking.
yeah,
I have dodged that bullet so many times every day. I just wake up and go, yes, I'm winning.
That's right. I just hope I don't wake up dead one day.
be a way to go though.
We could all be so lucky.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we also lost Chad McQueen, Karate Kid star.
Oh yeah,
has
we
passed
did.
at the age of
We did.
63. Yeah, he played
that,
Dutch.
That
He
makes
was,
me feel
uh,
old.
Dutch.
That
Now,
makes me feel old.
did he not just do?
Yeah, he did in season.
He just did.
Or he was
Cobra
in
Kai,
there.
Yeah.
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 But,
That's really sad. And I'm really digging Cobra Kai. So the fact that they dug up some of the other guys.
yeah, just to bring him back for that.
Yeah. I'm glad we got to see him one more time.
But did you know he was the son of Steve McQueen?
Not until I read the article, to be honest, which I mean, how many famous McQueens in Hollywood
yeah, exactly.
are there?
But yeah, again, sorry to see him go, but condolences to his family and stuff.
Yeah.
Another comic creator, Carl Moline, has passed away.
Oh, geez.
Age of 51. This fellow is the co-creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Frey.
Oh, okay.
Also did work on cross-gen for Route 66 or 666. Sorry. I know cross-gen didn't really hit huge, but
Yeah, it's not one.
there
it's
was
not
some
one
good
that I-
stuff in there.
Was there? Okay.
Yeah, it was. It should have gone farther than it did.
All right, fair enough.
But
That's too many comic book artists in a row for my
Yeah.
for me.
yeah, but sucks that we keep losing them. That's like a few this in the past 2 weeks, right? And then our other one, unfortunately, Tito Jackson has passed
Oh no.
Yeah.
at the age of 70. Brother of Michael, one of the founding members of the Jackson 5. He was a guitarist for it, so
I didn't. Now go back up there, Andy. I didn't realize Tito's full name.
was Toriano.
Toriano Daryl Tito Jackson. I
Yeah.
did not. Oh, Oh, Zazel.
Blame it on the. See, I
Blame it on the
was trying to be
doggy.
a gracious host, but I did have a. I mean, the first thing that popped into my head was Eddie Murphy's Delirious. Tito, give me a tissue.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
Like he was still touring, like as
That's
recently as last
cool.
week.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Really?
So crazy, but
Yeah, man. Yeah.
but that's our in memoriams for this week.
This next one is going to be an interesting one. And
It is going to be an excellent.
because it's not a new one.
No.
I think it might be
be
a little more widespread now.
I think so.
I don't think we heard about this the first time around. And if we
No.
did, we glossed over it.
Yeah, but Lucasfilm is being sued for recreating Grand Moff Tarkin actor Peter Cushing's image in Rogue One.
In 2016.
Yeah. He passed in 1994.
Yeah.
And Rogue One, like you said, in 2016. But a friend of Cushing has alleged that Disney did not have permission to recreate his image with special effects for Rogue One. And this guy in question is Kevin Francis, who is suing them through his film company, Tyburn Film Productions. He's also suing Lunac Heavy Industry or the producer, Lunac Heavy Industries, and the late executors of Cushing's estate.
Yeah.
And the Cushing's Agency Associated International Management, as a mouthful.
So I've seen Rogue One. And I think
once or twice.
Yeah, I've seen this movie they're talking about, and I think they mocapped an action figure of Peter Cushing, and I'm not sure if Hasbro has the likeness rights or not. But I mean,
funny, did they get all excited over recreating his image in Revenge of the Sith?
They should have waited for something better, because that movie's like, wow, outstanding. Don't get me wrong on the quality of the movie. I don't know that that's the kind of movie that generated the kind of revenue that you go after for likeness rights when the likeness wasn't even that good.
Well, what's funny is that this isn't the first time that this has been litigated.
No, I've heard about this in the past, but it
was dismissed once before. But now,
court has given it the go ahead to pursue it, I guess.
Yeah, the judge who's seeing the case has said, he can't make a determination one way or another that this isn't breaking any sort of contractual agreement. So it's going to move forward. We're going to see it through. But if I was a betting person, I would say that this person's claim is probably not going to go very far.
No.
Well, we could always recast him with Vincent Price anyway.
There you go.
So we're not shook. Do your worst. Disney's not shook.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, Francis, he claims that he must be given authorization for any recreating of Cushing's image following an agreement that the two made in 1993, a year before he passed.
So again, I just want to know,
where is that in writing?
Well, not
only
that
gentleman's agreement with a handshake.
I want to know what the deal was. Did Lucasfilm have permission? Because this is prior to Disney's ownership of the company. But did Lucasfilm have permission for Revenge of the Sith? They recreated his image in Revenge of the Sith.
True.
Absolutely. It's super forward thinking if you're striking a deal like that in 1993, by the way.
Yeah.
Part of the fishiness of the whole thing is that the guy, what's his name again?
Kevin Francis.
He's claiming that this agreement was made like just a very, very short time just before Cushing's death.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, are you sure? I mean, when Peter Cushing died in the 90s, what was his last role? Does anybody know?
I couldn't tell you.
Let me ask the Google machine. Let me ask the Google machine.
And while you're asking, Lucasfilm claimed it didn't think it needed permission due to his original contract for Star Wars the 77 film, right? And the nature of the special effects. Apparently, they also paid $37,000 to Cushing's estate after being contacted by his agent about the recreation. So,
wow. Peter Cushing's last actual appearance in a feature film.
Oh my goodness.
It came in a movie, Biggles, Adventures in Time, in 1986.
Biggles.
His final television role, appropriately, was Sherlock Holmes in The Masks of Death in 1984.
Biggles. He wasn't happy with the script for Star Wars, and then he did Biggles.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Biggles, Adventures in Time.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. So I mean, let's keep that in mind. The context. The guy hasn't worked since the 80s, and apparently doesn't signs a likeness deal in the 90s, and now it's
Yeah,
only
and
being pursued in the 2020s.
don't get me wrong. I might be coming off crass and stuff, and I'm joking a lot. Like I'm all for, protecting your rights, especially
For
like
sure,
if
for
you
sure.
are, if that's your bread and butter. And
Yep.
it sort of matters more if you are alive. Like I wouldn't want my likeness on a bus, and somebody's making revenue off it while I'm alive. But these things tend to be like somebody, a friend or family, like, and often like many times removed, like the great grandchildren of people,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
after
yeah,
some kind
Mhm.
of like, he wrote that song for me in the womb, so now I want revenue from it.
But
And it might be sort of attached to this sort of the Me Too movement in terms of people are getting more recompense from their grievances. I don't know how to say that
yeah,
politically
yeah, yeah.
correctly, but and so this might be the time is ripe to sue whoever to get whatever maybe in society.
I'm interested, like, who thought that Peter Cushing was that bankable that they would make a deal like
Yeah.
that in the
Yeah.
90s when he hadn't worked in a decade?
Well, not only that, there was no likeness things going on in the 90s. The
No,
internet was
no,
barely
no.
alive.
Yeah,
I
I
would,
mean,
if it was 1998 and they just announced a new Star Wars film, then I would go, well, maybe because this thing appears
Mhm.
to be ramping up. And so I could see something like that spurring something on, but like 93 is nowhere near that.
no,
Yeah.
And
no.
and you haven't worked in a decade. And it does seem fishy to me.
Yeah. But
And
we'll see
again,
how it
like
plays
you
out.
say, they did pay the estate. What'd you say, 30,000 or something?
37,000, yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
clearly
And Disney has
somebody.
the money to do that easily again and probably wouldn't bat an eye. But like
No.
your point about Revenge of the Sith is crazy valid.
Well, this is what I mean. Like that was what,
Yeah.
2006.
Yeah.
So hello.
Why now? Why this film?
Yeah, yeah. Unless there's some, like, show me, produce me a signed agreement from prior to the production of that movie that says, yeah, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Then maybe you have a leg to stand on, but like, I don't know, buddy.
Yeah.
Again, these things come up, and I just have to remind everybody, like I say before, I'm no lawyer, but if I were,
yeah.
if I was to put my sort of take on it, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, like Judge Tom Mitchison said during the appeal, it's an area of developing law.
It
Like,
is.
so this
It
is still, nothing's
Sure. I
fully
mean, we
cemented
literally
yet.
just had a strike about it, right?
Yeah, or
That is
still in the
true.
midst
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. Yeah, on the video game side.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
having said that just now, it just occurred to me that also could be what's spurring this to a deeper sort of legitimacy.
maybe.
True. But moving on here. Do you remember the game Flappy Bird?
Wasn't it like a Angry Birds knockoff?
Kind of. It was like this little bird that flew through Mario pipes, and you just kept clicking it to make him flap a little bit.
You've talked about it before.
It's super vague. Is that an older like
Yeah,
NES
it's
game?
no, it's a mobile app game.
Mobile game. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
2014.
okay. No, yeah. It's the character seems super familiar.
Yeah, but
I just see it as like an Angry Bird thing, but I don't know. What do I know?
yeah. What's Gaz saying here?
He probably didn't know about Revenge of the Sith.
Come on,
He
there was
does now.
internet then. He knew.
He knows now.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
this is live.
a group called the Flappy Bird Foundation
Oh dear.
has announced plans to bring Flappy Bird back alongside a trailer, and trying to play on the nostalgia for the game, which is now 10 years old. But the creator of the game, Dong Nguyen. I apologize for that pronunciation.
I was going to say, did you want me to take a swing at that for you?
Yeah, do that one. Nguyen. He is shocked because he did not sell anything. He never sold his rights to it. He never sold the property. And he's like, how are you doing this? But I guess the lawmakers are saying you've abandoned this property. So these guys came in and swooped
because
in and took it.
you didn't protect your trademark.
Yeah.
That's a pretty shady way around it, isn't it?
Yeah. But
That's
Flappy Bird
super
Foundation.
common across all sort of genres of art. That's super
that's
common.
That's intellectual property law for you there. If you don't actively defend your trademarks, then you can be challenged for them.
Yeah.
There's a thing, and I think you guys have even encountered this too, picking music for some of the shows.
Absolutely.
And stuff,
Yeah.
There's I could put out a YouTube video, complete original music, and just not bother to protect myself. And people are out there actively snapping those projects up,
Yeah.
For sure they
them,
are.
and then
Yep.
monetizing your work, and you can't do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, YouTube is actually pretty hands off. They don't want to get involved with that stuff, which makes it even more frustrating. We definitely have encountered that, which is why everything we use now is pretty much off the YouTube music library. So,
Or self-made in-house.
or we just take a chance at the copyright strike. Whatever. You know what's funny? I just want to say this. This is interesting, Andy. You already know this.
Yeah.
Since we've started doing misheard lyrics, every clip, and there's only been what, 3, 4,
I think now.
every clip has made it through YouTube's screening process.
Fair usage.
Nice.
Facebook
Did not.
Facebook didn't like it. Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Facebook isn't a real place.
Phil, oh God, they'll make a movie with Jack Black.
Oh no.
Oh, and Steve
No,
Terrio
don't do
follows
it.
up.
Jack Black is awesome.
He's no Jack
Goody.
White.
That's right. I'm not happy with Jack Black right now.
What do you do now?
He broke up Tenacious D.
Is it for real?
Is that
Sure.
real?
I think it's just gonna blow over once Minecraft is done with.
Oh, okay.
Because looking at the timing, that is exactly why he did it.
I mean, he didn't pull
I've seen videos from 10 years ago where they sort of pulled the same thing.
Yeah.
He didn't pull a Perry Farrell.
No, not yet. Well, shit, one of the songs
looked
on
like
the
a
debut
legit-
album was Kyle Quit the Band.
Oh yeah.
Right. that Perry Farrell thing looked legit though.
Oh, it is.
Have
They've
you seen the video?
they've announced they've canceled the rest of the
They
tour.
canceled it.
But-
Yeah.
He announced on Instagram or something today he apologized for it.
I read the apology.
So
yeah.
I don't know if it's too little too late, but
Oh,
anyway.
oh, I don't know.
Eh,
You write a big enough check, there's a lot of things that can be forgiven.
that's true.
I just feel sorry. I was just talking to my wife about this today. What I feel sorry for is that every band that was scheduled to open for them
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
now, and my wife made a point, and I don't know this. I'm not a promoter. I don't understand how this works. Does the headlining band hire the opening act, and do they still have to pay them for those canceled shows?
Pay or play.
So sometimes
That's what I
if
mean.
there's like a main headliner, they will certainly be in the employ of the promoter.
Yeah.
But sometimes like they just have to vet local bands. So you often at big shows, you'll see a local band opening for the opener or
sure,
2 or
yeah.
3 of those kind of things. And those are just sort of like the band
free
is listening
exposure.
to your music. Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of like you were just vetted by the band and it's okay with them. if
Well,
you
they
play.
were even yesterday. Yesterday we had the radio on, and they were still advertising the Jane's Addiction show for the Budweiser stage in Toronto. And I'm
Right.
pretty sure the opening act was a pretty large, like a well-known band,
Yeah.
like not
sure.
just like Joe Schmo and the Schmoos.
And
you know?
And
Well, speaking
the
of Joe,
second
Joe Band
the
here.
second and tier. Yeah, Joe. The second and tier bands on that thing are it's still a money-making venture for them. So that hits them in the pocketbook for sure.
Well, yeah, exactly. So then it goes back to does the headlining band hire the opener, or is that just a
Like sourced out to whatever
That's what I
booking agent is
mean.
booking the place. I don't know.
It's probably not specifically, although you do see certain acts like they do half the tour and then they switch it up. But it's probably more to do with the promoter who's
Sure,
doing the
sure.
entire tour.
So I just
I
looked
would
it
think
up. The
the
Toronto
headliners.
show, that was supposed to be tomorrow night. The opener was Love and Rockets.
Hmm.
Oh.
You know, certainly not a nobody.
No.
Yeah.
But again, so these like bands that were once, and then Jane's Addiction, they're great, but name 3 songs.
Been caught stealing.
Uh-huh.
Just because.
Uh-huh.
And Jane Says.
Okay, but now name 3 Rush songs. It's easy. But all I'm getting at is not to take anything away from them, but you're not about to hire a band that's going to upstage you after you haven't been on stage in 30
No,
years.
you're right. Of course. Oh no,
You know what I mean?
no. Unless you're the Rolling Stones coming to Toronto
Unless sometimes.
with AC.
Sometimes. Oh my God. Just the hush on the crowd for 45 minutes while they had to calm down because Nobody could top AC/DC that night.
Joe Fan saying,
Oh, Joe Fan says, I remember when Flappy Birds came out. I thought it was silly then. When it went away, people were paying thousands of dollars for phones with it on it. Wow.
damn.
Joe brought us back. We dipped into the ether there, and Joe brought us back. Thanks, Joe.
Oh yes, the story we're actually talking about.
But anyway, yeah, he's lost his claim to it, and
nothing like having your own intellectual property torn out from
Oh,
under you because you
yeah.
didn't know or didn't try to defend it.
I guess you make your own knockoff at that point and hope it takes off.
well, I always thought
Yeah.
it was just a straight knockoff of Mario with the design anyway.
Well,
'Cause you're literally flying between Mario pipes.
they do kind of. It does have that look, though, doesn't it?
The background is 100% Mario.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's just
Okay.
the bird that flaps through it. So
You know
and
what?
even the bird kind of looks like the fish.
I've never said this publicly before. Andy, you're aware of this, and I think Hank, you might remember this. When we started the channel, we didn't know at the time there was another Fandom Power.
Yeah.
They've since disappeared.
Yep.
So
Oh, Joe Fan's dealing with customers.
oh
Still
no,
at work.
you're at work. Okay, that's fine.
All good.
It does look like the flying fish in Mario.
It does.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Dong got away with it for a while. So
Well, maybe he'll develop something else that's based on somebody else's intellectual property. Maybe that's why he's not too worked up about it.
it could be.
I mean, if you're already loosely borrowing, or maybe not so loosely borrowing somebody else's stuff,
Yeah, right. It's a me, Star-Lord.
Moving on though.
sure.
Dune 3 is in the works.
With Denis Villeneuve at the
Yeah.
helm, yeah,
But he is saying that this will be his last foray into Dune.
I'm fine with that.
Right.
But he's also said that
Yeah.
he would like it to continue.
Well, there's
necessarily,
a ton of
yeah.
material for it to continue, right?
Listen, some of that stuff gets pretty weird.
Have you read the last book though? Like
I have not.
I was gonna say
it's-
we've
it's tedious, man.
with the two films out that basically covers the original.
Yeah.
Really the only other ones that you need to do if you want to do a trilogy, it's Children
Yeah.
of Dune, Dune Messiah, and then you're done. Don't do anything else. That's
Done.
that's Herbert's original work.
Are people ready for that though, Wes? Like I'm assuming you both have read that far, right? Like, are people ready for what that means for the character of Paul?
That's a good question.
Like casual fans, like girls that are simping on this character or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
He's the
yeah,
Messiah. He just saved the galaxy. Are they ready
No, that's right.
for Darth Vader? Like,
Yeah, I know.
spoilers.
But yeah, people are they're asking him, like, if you're not going to do 4, are you going to leave it open at the end for the possibility? Because then he can fall into the thing like with Christopher Nolan doing his Dark Knight trilogy,
Oh dear.
and everybody asking him, well, when's Batman 4?
Like, I was gonna say,
It's
or
like-
Tim Burton doing 2 Batmans and then handing it off to Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do that with Dune.
Yeah. Hand it over there.
Although I did see a cool thing the other day. A lot of this, you guys getting the AI generated art coming up in your Facebook feeds?
I'm trying not to.
I see it come up. People are playing around with it. And I saw one the other day that I quite liked, and it was South African director, District 9, Chappie.
Oh, his name.
You know who I'm thinking of? And it was
I
like
do. Yes, sir.
his version of Dune. And I was like, oh, I would
Mhm.
totally watch a Dune movie made by him.
Because
Yeah.
there's
He's-
totally
he's
capable
impressed me with
directors.
every
out there,
movie
right?
I've ever seen.
I gotta come up with his name now. District.
Joe says, still haven't seen the new Dune movies. Couldn't stay awake during the original.
Oh, these are worth it.
Yep.
Neil Blomkamp.
These are super.
Oh,
good.
Red's on it.
Blomkamp.
Blomkamp.
Good
Blomkamp.
man,
Thank
Red.
you. Thanks, Red.
Red.
Thank you.
Swoop in.
There you go. Part of the conversations. The whole reason we're here.
Whoa. Sorry. Wait. Did we see that?
What? This
Joe
one?
fan? Still haven't seen any new Dune movies. I
No.
couldn't stay awake during the originals. So when you say the originals,
The
do you mean
original 80s
the
campy version?
not Goyer. Oh my god.
The
The original
Sting
film.
one, the one with
The
Sting in
Sting one.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that film is so cheesy and campy.
It's 80s all
I
over.
loved it though. When
So
it was
there
all
you
we
go.
had.
That was my introduction to Dune. I saw that movie
Yeah.
long before I ever read the book. So it holds a place in my heart, which I absolutely love. We got Patrick Stewart as Gurney Halleck. So how can you not like
Oh,
that?
it's so good.
Kyle MacLachlan as Paul.
Yeah, less good, but it's pretty good.
Then you
I
get
love that movie for sure.
in the early 2000s. The Sci-Fi Channel did a mini series.
Yes,
and it was okay.
I thought it was really true to the books. Actually,
I thought so as well. But these two new ones, the Villeneuve films,
knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, M's the ones.
Well, let's hope this next one here doesn't fall flat, because I would hate to see this franchise go down in history as crap now.
Well, listen,
it's really hard. It's like a hard egg to order, if you will, because how derivative, most people don't even know this that aren't fans, that how derivative Star Wars is of Dune.
Yeah.
That how do you take the greatest sci-fi franchise ever and make a better one? Like, because that's the goal, right? The source material is way better.
Yep.
But how do you and seriously, Joe, if you have a chance, these movies are spectacularly done.
David Lynch.
There you go.
David Lynch.
That's the one.
But our next film here
Dune
is a sequel.
Wait, right.
And it's got returning characters too. So
okay, so let's get to that before I throw my 2 cents on this.
All right. Happy Gilmore 2 is going to be a Netflix original, and Julie Bowen is coming back. So that's good. She's revealed in interviews that her and Happy are still together.
Okay.
So there's the possibility of a family or like a legacy thing going on here.
So my
Happy
first question
Junior.
is, if they're still together, what role is Adam Sandler's wife going to play in this one?
I don't know.
She's been in every Netflix movie that he's ever made.
Has she?
Absolutely, she has.
She could be a caddy.
There you go.
Are we going to CGI Carl Weathers from heaven?
Don't know. We could always.
Would you let that happen? I think it would be fantastic.
I think all they need is like the Chubbs McKenzie, memorial tournament.
That could be
That's
really when I fell in love with Carl Weathers. Honestly, like I grew up watching Rocky, and he was great in Predator. But I was like, wow, this guy's an actor. He's like, man, that's so good.
You didn't like him in Action Jackson?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong, but this is the movie where I went, wow. Like I didn't play him, he wasn't a comedy guy in my head. And it was so good.
Yeah.
Just the first time I saw The Hand in the theater, I died.
Julie Bowen
and Christopher McDonald is back as Shooter.
McGavin.
Yeah.
Shooter McGavin.
So he's gonna eat some more pieces of shit for breakfast, I guess.
Wait, is Joe Flaherty still alive?
I don't believe so.
We lost Joe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Can anybody do a credible Joe Flaherty? Can we?
I don't know.
Jackass.
And the guy who played Jaws, he's gone too, so we're not going to have him back.
No, he's not chasing nobody through the parking lot. But apparently, a few new cast members have already been confirmed.
Okay.
NFL player Travis Kelce, singer Bad Bunny, Uncut Gems director Benny Safdie,
another Sandler movie.
Yeah. And then frequent collaborator Nick Swardson is confirmed to appear.
Okay. All right.
But no word on storyline or release date yet, but
I mean,
it's in the works.
If we're going to do nostalgia beats, and the last couple of movies that I've seen have sort of leaned into that and try to recreate some of the jokes and stuff, like I need a Drew Carey cameo to fill the Price is Right thing.
Yep.
But so here's the thing. This, and I remember this was a big deal when Adam Sandler signed this multi-picture deal with Netflix, and I think it was something for like eight movies or something. Have we not hit the mark already? Have we not had?
We've got to be getting close.
The last Adam Sandler movie I saw was the one with the remote control.
Oh my god!
You should actually go watch the one.
That's how uninterested I am in Adam Sandler.
You should actually go check out his last one from Netflix. Oh,
the Space Monkey or the
Space
Spider,
where he's lost in space with the spider.
I haven't seen that.
It's
Sandy Wexler
really good.
I like the Sandy Wexler
So
movie.
my favorite movie of his is Punch Drunk Love. He's way better at serious.
That is a
way better serious than he is funny.
As stupid as the concept
drives me crazy the same way that when Jim Carrey does it. Like I watch the one with the foosball one. I can't.
Oh, Waterboy.
I can't drop the accent, man. I can't.
The foosball thing, that wasn't him. That was Kathy Bates. That was
no. But I mean the accent all the way through. It's like this is a 2.5 hour Saturday Night Live sketch, and you're killing me. But Punch Drunk Love, that cat can act. So
I know as stupid as the premise of a space spider sounds, it is really a serious dramatic film.
Oh wow.
And
Okay,
he delivers in it.
Nice.
I feel like his turn at Netflix has been really, really mixed bag.
Yeah.
And
Ridiculous 6.
Well, although
I couldn't get through it.
I did laugh at it, but it was like, oh, that's kind of on the edge. I don't know. I just don't know. We've talked about like certain properties maybe being better suited to streaming services, and then some things that just maybe are not. And given that, I mean, come on, the man's production company is half of this movie's name.
Yeah,
you know, the Happy Madison thing. So
the two first hits.
It's not like they're shoving scripts at you, and you're like, it's like you're producing your own movies.
Yeah,
at some point, there's a little bit of like autonomy or whatever.
Is Adam Sandler not a big enough draw to have it to make this a theatrical release? I mean, this is arguably one of his, we'll call it top 3.
Yeah,
top 3, top 2.
I would say so.
Okay, so
but the thing is, the way, and we deal with this a lot doing what we do. The fact that a blockbuster has to make $1 billion now
has to make double its production value.
There are no more. Whoa, that movie came out of nowhere and made $1 billion. That just doesn't happen anymore. It's orchestrated, right? Like you have to spend half of that on marketing to get it back. So I think Netflix is where you're going to get your Friday night kids going to the movies or taking a date. You know, that's the new norm. If it changes back, I'd be real happy. There's a drive-in theater still in PEI that I'm super stoked about, actually.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, we still got one in Lindsay.
Yeah, we've got the one.
But it's kind of the way you do everything. Like you do a film that should ostensibly make, you know, $500 million in the box office. Beverly Hills Cop 4 is just a Netflix release.
Yeah,
everybody's seen it
because it's not that great. No, exactly, right? But
yeah.
Because it's just mediocre, or is it because why bother with a mediocre film unless there's a contractual obligation? I'm not sure who's vetting the quality of the stuff that's coming out, but it's a little nutty to me.
You make a point though, Hank. Like a movie like Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yep,
4. Did we need a fourth one? Probably not. But if you were going to make something based solely on nostalgia beats, Netflix might be a good way to do it because of how accessible it is and how widespread it is.
It's like there's diminishing returns. Like, are we going to do a BJ and the Bear movie? Oh, I haven't thought about that in a long time. That's a man and his monkey. That's a concept I can't get enough of. But you know, when Lethal Weapon 4 hit, not enough time had passed to give you that. Like, I don't remember what the fuck that was. And that's one of the few movies where, excuse my language, that's one of the few movies where they went 4, and 4 was excellent. I mean, it wasn't as good, but it was still excellent.
Yeah, it was.
And,
Jet Li's
you know,
introduction to
Indiana Jones,
a
glaring example of like, oh no, why I wanted that to be so good. And so I think Netflix is the like, it's a safe space to make garbage movies if you want. Like, is that okay to say?
Sure.
It is okay to say. And the thing is, you've got arguably Netflix's largest competitor right now is probably Prime Video and their acquisition of MGM Studios. And it's this weird relationship because like both services have turned out some like absolute bangers, both in TV and film. But then most of it is just kind of like, it's okay. You know, nothing was like horrible, like this is awful, I got to turn it off. But
I think part of a problem too, which is, you know, on paper this sounds like a good thing, but the average caliber of television writing is like the bar has been raised since like say the 90s.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
Right? So when you're getting things that are at that level, that you get used to it, and then not everything is Breaking Bad or The Wire anymore. Not everything is Lost anymore. Everything is, you know what I mean?
Not everything.
That episode of that thing that got washed out by everything else that was on last week too. So
right. I would say, and this is just me completely talking out my behind, but I would say since the format change from 4:6 pan and scan to 16:9 widescreen television, that was a driving force behind the quality of television, because now we're getting the movie aspect ratio in our houses. And of course, TVs
It's
just
true.
continue to get bigger and bigger
And
bigger.
for
Yeah,
like,
you have
and
your
there's
own home
always
theater anyway.
more often than not when I go to a theater, and you guys know I'm the worst. Don't ever go to a movie with me live, guys. I'm the worst.
I've done it.
Especially
I've done it.
don't. Oh, I know I'm okay in the theater, but don't walk home with me after because you're gonna hear me bitch about everything, even if I liked it
Or rave about it.
But more often than not in the theater, I've wished I was home than sitting at home watching a movie wishing I was in the theater.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I think
I
that's
do.
probably
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to tie that back to the Dune thing, that was a must-see theatrical
and
experience.
every once in a while there is that still that it's still that like Wolverine and Deadpool. It's going to be good when I watch it on TV, but it was excellent on the big screen.
Yeah.
Agreed. Totally agree with you.
Catch up here on the comments here.
Red says, Click wasn't terrible. I enjoyed The Cobbler. The Cobbler.
I don't believe I've seen that here.
Joe Fan 84. It was good enough, but not a second movie good, in my opinion. We have a drive-in. It's nice for a nowhere small town. I do love that aspect about living.
That's my favorite way to view a film, man. Hands down. It's how I saw the first Star Wars movie. And I think that's probably tainted that opinion, but it's hands down my favorite way to see a movie.
Return of the Jedi was the only movie of the original trilogy that I saw in theaters, and I saw it at the drive-in. Yeah.
What's Joe Fan saying here?
I've never been to one until I moved here. I saw the Ant-Man where he shrank so small to that world. I forget the name of that one. Oh,
Quantumania.
Quantumania. See, another one that was just kind of, it's okay.
But yeah, so we'll see when Happy Gilmore hits Netflix.
Don't get me wrong. I am interested, but
I'll probably watch it based on the name. Like,
yeah, of course. And I mean, can you still do a slap shot on that ball? I don't know. We'll see.
That's his shoulder healed from the first one.
The super physical comedians don't get, Chevy Chase. Where are you now?
Yeah.
This next one sucks. They got, a third of the way there, but it didn't go. I meant to message you on that, but obviously that so Fall of Grayskull, and when we heard about this, we were advocating for it quite a bit, having both seen the original fan film and the trailer for the new one. Yeah, amazing.
It turns out that the trailer that was on Kickstarter was just that. It was a trailer, sizzle reel to generate interest for the campaign. So there will be no film. No, I completely misspoke, thinking that the footage that we got from the trailer was the actual film footage. Not so. Sad that this is not going to get funded. They were looking for what, 300 and it's a little over 300,000. When we got to 85, they got over 100. Oh, did they? They did. They got 100,000 out of it. But it's Kickstarter, so if you don't,
and people are getting $500,000 for pet surgery. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame Brian Cage for this one.
Why?
Because he's making that AEW money.
Oh, what? So he should have just funded it?
Sure. I mean, he's playing He-Man, so
he's paid to act.
True,
mind you,
he's not paid for this one because it's a fan film, so there is no profit, right?
It's not that he can't. No, the film can't make a profit. It's not that you wouldn't pay your actors.
Well, he would be doing it because he loves it.
You would hope so. I mean, he did the first one before he was a pro wrestler. So.
Yeah, and it did wonders for him. So
it is sad that it didn't fund. So now I got to double down on the Amazon Prime MGM.
Yeah, hey, and hope it goes through.
Don't pooch this one.
Yeah, you did okay with Lord of the Rings. So Masters.
It's these ones. These are the ones I worry about the most. Like when the will they, won't they, and we're so close, and yes, oh no, we didn't. Like Robotech is another one for me, where I'm like almost to the point. Okay, don't ever do it because you're never going to make me happy.
I've been saying don't ever do it, man. I've been saying for weeks with Masters of the Universe, which is one of the most beloved properties of my childhood.
Yeah, totally.
It is right there. It is now neck and neck with Where's My Live Action Robotech movie.
Yeah, I get it. But I feel like it's almost too much. It's like they're bound to screw it up some way. And I'm so worried about those properties, especially with all the go away, come here stuff with both of them. Go away, come here. Go away, come here. We're close. We're not close.
Joe Fancy.
Hoping they'd make a Robotech. So I mean, this has been talked about since the 90s, but all the way back when Tobey Maguire was rumored to be attached to it.
Right.
The thing
Rumored
I don't
to
get
have
is
bought the whole thing.
Yeah. Well,
why don't they run with it now? Like we've done Pacific Rim, we've done Godzilla and Kaiju movies.
with the
giant robot is not a impossible feat anymore.
It's not, but it comes back to that, making making a movie that's accessible yet meets fan expectation, and that whole thing, because it's an adapted property, and Kawamori in Japan at Tatsunoko, they still own Macross, and Macross is alive and well, and it's its own property. So it's that whole like, hey, we can't use these designs outside of this property. How do we make a movie? And let's be honest, in Robotech, probably the most popular, it's the Macross portion.
So why don't they just do it?
If it doesn't look like that in live action, people will riot.
Yeah.
And so how do you
I will.
how do you use those designs?
Let them do it.
That
it wouldn't be the first time a Japanese film has come to America.
No, but
by storm.
This is such a long, livid legal battle between Big West, Tatsunoko, and Harmony Gold, the owners of Robotech in North America. And although they finally smoothed out a lot of that stuff, there's still some bumps.
In the road.
Oh yeah. I still haven't seen One Piece. I'm watching the anime though, but only on episode 56.
Attaboy. I'm in the 700 or 800s.
Live action One Piece gives me hope for all those old anime shows.
So I'm actually a huge fan. I'm totally on board with live action One Piece, but I don't want like a live action My Hero. I'm just like something that's I consider perfect. I don't need an alternate version of it, especially considering that it's an alternate version of a perfect manga.
Right.
So that scares me sometimes when this art form wants to just get dumped into the Western culture for money. So, and I mean, Netflix scares me always because of what we just talked about. But One Piece is good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good. So, I guess it does give hope for people that want to see more of that. I hope that they stay true to.
I'm with you on that.
The source material is so dear to a lot of people, and that's what scares me about a live action Robotech. Is like,
I've always been. I think Marvel has sort of made it easy on me because, like I've said many times before, the MCU has become, that is my Marvel. I'm so far removed from the comic books now that's what I'm okay with that. And I've always said this, as long as you adhere to the spirit and tone of the thing that you're adapting, I'm okay with poetic license. But like, you want to talk about gatekeeping, like Robotech / Macross arguably is as lethal as Star Wars, where the fandom is concerned, and like rabid fans, they'll tell you if you got it wrong.
Yep, in spades.
It's cultural for manga artists to hide their identity like publicly, because fandom there is like that. People will show up to your house for a character decision you made that they didn't agree with.
Oh dear. No,
it's like a ravenous thing. Like,
no, thank you.
What's Gaz saying here?
Gaz says, I agree. Let's get a Grandizer film going. It's got giant robots,
buddy,
an invading
alien you hit the nail on the head. Grandizer,
a heck of a great story. Come on, Hollywood.
Grandizer is so good. You think
so?
Kids are ready for baseball?
In Japan, Space Battleship Yamato has had successive releases, theatrical releases, up to
of live action.
Last year? I mean, why Hollywood take a stab at that and just adapt it for Western audiences? That would be good.
Yeah.
And not Star Blazers. Let's do it as Battleship Yamato.
Yamato. That was my gateway drug, really. That and the Americanized Gatchaman.
Oh yeah, Battle of the Planets.
My anime gateway drug.
I'm right there with you.
Moving on here. The final trailer for Venom: The Last Dance has come out.
You were very excited.
And we have got a brand new villain that I did not know was going to be in this, but this recontextualizes the first couple trailers.
It doesn't it?
Because it's not just random symbiote monsters. These are getting sent from the King in Black.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. I am pretty stoked about that. So apparently Norman Reedus will be playing Null.
Okay.
It's going to bring back Tom Hardy. Juno Temple, a Rise of Fans is going to be in it.
Who?
Reese
Ifans.
My
Yeah, so that's we knew that. That's our Mordo. Yeah.
Which one am I thinking of? I don't know. Anyway,
hang on a second. Let me double check this.
But yeah, we also have a date now. It'll be coming out.
I completely lied. That is not true. Oh, Reese Ifans. That's Kurt Connor.
Yeah, from
Kurt Connor. Sorry, Kurt Connor. I'm thinking of Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah, who's also there.
That's
Mordo.
That's Mordo.
Yeah,
sorry, you're right.
So he's a.
I completely misspoke on that. I apologize.
Oh, good. But yeah, I can't believe they're going with the King in Black this soon.
So let's just let's speculate here for a second, because you had brought this up. We were talking the other day with the return of Reese Ifans. The question is,
does that tie this directly into the Andrew Garfield universe?
Is he playing Kurt Connor? And if he is playing Kurt Connor, then that suggests that this is the Garfield universe of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, are we going to get Andrew Garfield in this?
Sorry, are we going to get what?
Andrew Garfield making an appearance.
I would. I mean, you know me.
I mean, has he said he's not in the movie yet? Because that would confirm it.
I'm not in the new Spider-Man. What are you talking about? No,
that's right.
I'm a huge fan of the Garfield Spider-Man movies. I know that not everybody is. I quite like them. I have lots of questions around this, because that brings up the idea that Mordo can still be Mordo in the MCU proper, and he can be this whatever
this dude is over here.
Right. Variant.
Yeah.
Variant.
Multiverse.
Yeah.
Because in that early trailer, we saw him basically capture the symbiote.
Yeah,
chunk.
Like a little thing.
This squidling.
Well,
can I call that? I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It has to get into the MCU somehow, or Tom Holland's got to come and do a movie in the Sonyverse.
Could be.
I don't know.
Could be.
Oh no, my only weakness, small knives.
He's definitely the closest to the way I perceive Spider-Man is quipping.
You mean
his delivery?
Garfield
is definitely the in my head, at least. He's way funnier than I could ever write, so I've never really had a crack at it. But that's the best I've seen his quipping written in those two films for sure.
The three of them ad-libbing each other
on awesome.
Those scenes around the
there was some pretty funny stuff there
around Liberty. But Garfield's emotional moment at catching MJ and his a little emotional like, "Are you okay?" I was just like, I was like, oh, that is so
redemption.
So deserving for him. But yeah, we're not talking. I guess we're Spider-Man. We're Spider-Man adjacent, so
the Spider-Man adjacent.
We are Spider-Man.
Yeah,
adjacent.
I mean, the tagline right there, you see it, "Till death do they part." And if they're tackling King in Black,
well, so there you go, and that leaves me with the impression that he will ascend to the throne of the symbiotes,
because in that arc he dies and becomes part of the symbiote hive.
Eddie, you mean? Yeah. But then having that little piece, that leaves it open for, I want to see a proper Venom with the spider logo on his chest. We haven't got that yet. I want that. Not that this one's bad.
Is this version of Eddie Brock? I don't think I've seen the last one with Carnage. Is this version of Eddie Brock have cancer, and the only reason he's alive is because of the symbiote?
No,
that's not.
Okay. They kind of retcon that back in the comics as well.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah. What's Red saying here?
The Peter Tingle.
Nice. But that does bring us to our toy segment for the evening.
Oh my God.
And we got a lot.
I mean, that brings us to our review of PulseCon.
Yeah, basically.
This is all brand new to me.
So let's dive in here.
Nice. I've been looking forward to this one. Yeah.
Right off the bat, we've got some new G.I. Joe classified reveals from PulseCon. We've got Dreadnought Xandar and a Saw Viper. Both Not bad.
I
And you're going to need him to fill out your dreadnoughts. So
I've said it before, and I will say it again. It is an amazing time to be a G.I. Joe fan if you're into classified series, because that Xandar is like
spot on.
I love it.
Yeah. But they're not the only two. We also get Leatherneck and Dial Tone.
Oh.
And I'm loving that Dial
Tone. J. Jonah Dial Tone. Yeah, they're great looking figures, man.
Again, I said this like every time we talk about classified series, I can't help myself. If they had done this out the gate,
instead of going with the weird altered colorations
with the Fortnitified Joes from Wave 1, I would have stayed with the line, and I probably would have.
I would say, I mean, I slammed the brakes on Black Series stuff, except for stuff that just I can't help now because of the price point. And if they ever figured out that a 20 or even a $29.99 price point, I would have spent 5 mortgages already on. I would have, you know what I mean?
I do.
It's that $10 to $15 is putting them like not on my shelf and sitting in a factory somewhere. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I know that this isn't the case, but I always think of like classified series just started like last year.
I know,
and I know that's not true. But then I go to the store and I see the number on the box, and it's like 100 and what?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Yeah,
130 something.
Over 130.
Yeah,
if you don't count the like cancellation and the bring back, the Black Series has been around for 19 years.
So Black Series
2013.
So well, that's 11
21 years. Sorry,
11.
Oh, wait,
13.
Where am
23?
Yeah, you're right. 11 years.
10 years in the future.
You're in the you're in the Spider-Verse.
I'm okay. I'm sober, painfully sober, fellas. I gotta go do something about that soon.
But, did you ever wonder what Dial Tone's backpack actually did?
I always just thought it was a crazy piece of reconnaissance gear.
I figured it was a giant computer telecommunication device, and that just
kind of cements it
on
the
nose.
Yeah,
I love it.
Steampunk one. It's wicked looking.
What's funny? This is funny. This won't mean anything to you guys, but I have a group. I'm playing in a G.I. Joe role-playing game.
Nice.
And when you play the published adventures, they always give you like a Joe that you report to who sort of runs point for you. That is your mission guide.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, the mission guide that we've had up until now has been Dial Tone.
Nice.
Yeah. So this one resonates with me. Oh, Dial Tone's looking out for me, man.
There you go.
Wicked.
He's pretty cool. I like him.
Also at a PulseCon, we get Edward Starduster Schuyler.
Yeah, talk about an expensive figure to buy in the vintage line.
Yeah, this guy is number 136.
Well, there you go.
Of the new line.
This one's cheaper than a vintage one. I wonder if they're going to have as many like minor variants on this as there is with the vintage.
The original one? Maybe.
There's like what, 3 or 4 versions of him, I think.
Something like that.
Jeez, yeah.
But this one includes a Steel Corps helmet, signature visor helmet, binoculars, 4 alternate hands, knife, jump jetpack, and 2 removable blast effects, as well as 3 weapons accessories.
It looks like a box of cereal.
It looks like it, yeah.
With a crossword. There's a crossword on it.
With some some Scrabble tiles on the front.
Yeah, the actual photos for this are kind of funny because it plays out like a photo shoot, and eventually Viper comes on and he has to kick his ass off set. But
that's cute.
It's a good looking figure. So
the guys and women, the men and women who are working on this stuff, good sense of humor.
Mm-hmm. We also got the latest renders for Heavy Duty and Law and Order.
Oh, wow.
That's who it is. I'm like, is that? I wasn't sure who we were looking at.
Yeah, because he's got that crazy
giant backpack of missiles.
But yeah, Heavy Duty.
Yeah, and that Law and Order looks good though.
That dog is nice. I wouldn't mind a 6-inch scale dog of any nature. That's really
seriously.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I wonder if they reused the wolf from the Snake Eyes set.
Maybe
at least the body.
The body with a new head.
Maybe.
Oh, that's possible. But that's possible. Great looking German Shepherd though.
Mm-hmm.
Brings back all the memories though. Next up, the Dinobots.
Well, this is an interesting one to me because these are all core class size figures. So that combiner, and they've done this before. they've done a couple Dino combiners, but this one will probably be not too terribly big. Like this wouldn't take up a huge amount of real estate on your shelf.
No,
On your shelf, yeah.
6 to 8 inches, maybe a little more than 8.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
all 6 in one multi-pack. So
I don't know any of these characters. I don't know any of them.
but they do create Dino King. So that's
This is not like
the big Zord
but
version.
I kind of wonder, is this new? Like, is this a new character? Are these new characters? What part of the lore are we pulling from for these? Because I know this is by the way, it's today.
It is. We'll get to that
okay.
later.
So I'll keep my mouth shut. Sorry.
But yeah, pre-order available already. So if you want them, go get them.
What I like about the core class characters is, and they've been doing some of my favorites, like there's core class Optimus Prime and Ironhide and some of the like the G1 guys. So they look really, really good with the enormous Titan class, like Metroplex and Fort Max. Like they can hold them in their hands, and it kind of looks right.
That's real cool.
Yeah.
Sticking with Transformers, next up we have inspired by the G1 line, Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Origin Bumblebee.
I love this figure. This is a reissue, I should mention. And for those of you who are into the buzzworthy Bumblebee line, this figure has been released in that line. I missed this figure because the buzzword here in Canada, the buzzworthy Bumblebee line is kind of a Toys R Us thing.
Yeah, and their prices are
so now that this is
outrageous.
getting re-released in the main line. There's a good chance that I'll be able to pick this up. What's interesting is if you have the Cybertronian Wheeljack, this figure will fit in the back.
Really?
You got to fold the wings up, but he will fit in the back if you want to recreate that scene from the very first episode of the animated series.
Cool.
It's not a great looking robot, but it's a great looking Cybertronian car.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
We also get United Voyager class G1 Universe Ramjet.
Oh,
you know, this particular figure speaks to the legacy of the mold that they're using for this, because this mold is essentially an upscaled version of the Seeker mold that they've been using since like 2006.
Nothing like recycling.
No, but there really hasn't been another mold to come along for the Seeker jets that's been any better. So no surprise that they took that mold and then just made it a little bit bigger. I quite like it.
Cool. Again, sticking to Transformers because there was a lot of them. Legacy United with Leader Class Overcharge.
Yeah, this is from an area of Transformers that I'm not familiar with. I don't know this character.
Fair enough. But he is a triple changer.
I love his head though. His head is straight up the Decepticon logo.
Yeah. But then we also get Galaxy Shuttle.
What's his name?
Oh, what am I doing here?
Oh, that's interesting.
Galaxy Shuttle, I believe is his name.
That's not this one. That's another one. No, this is a reuse of Blitzwing.
Oh, you know what I've done? I know what I did wrong.
The slides are in order. The notes are not.
Apparently.
This for sure is a reuse of
this is Overcharge. My bad here. So I'll go back one. This one here is Comic Universe Tarn.
Oh, that's why I don't know who he is. Comic character. Okay.
So,
okay.
Apologies on that.
He's cool though.
Yeah.
He's super
cool looking.
But then this next one here is Overcharge.
Yeah, this is a reuse of the Blitzwing, the most recent Blitzwing mold, which is funny because Blitzwing is also a Decepticon. So I don't remember him having a twin, which is interesting, but still not a great looking jet mode.
Not exactly. No. It's very clunky.
Very meaty.
It's like somebody tacked Leader 1 onto a tank.
But then again, the original, the G1 Blitzwing kind of looked like that too. So definitely the robot mode is the shining mode in this one.
But then this next one here is actually Galaxy Shuttle.
Right. A reuse of the Astro Train, the most recent Astro Train mold as an Autobot. Another character that again, like, are we just pushing the envelope now and introducing new characters just to squeeze the molds?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm okay with this, but Like, I already have the original character. Why would I want an Autobot lookalike? I don't know.
Completionist?
Oh, I could never be a completionist as a Transformer collector. It's just,
What's Gaz
It's all
saying here?
overwhelming.
GoBots rule, except for Grimlock.
Grimlock.
I just saw. Remember we talked about the last,
Robeson one?
No. Remember the last time they dug out they dug up the GoBots IP and they put out that 3-pack we talked about.
Yes.
I saw it today in the store,
And
I'm like, I can't do it.
Can't do
I
it.
can't do it. It's a reuse of Cosmos and oh god, there was 2 more. It's the Cosmos thing that caught me because I recognized the imagery on the box and I'm like, oh no, can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, this next one has people buzzing. It's the Marvel Legends Battle World series from Secret Wars.
Oh wow.
We've got Captain America, Beyonder, Titania, as well as Wolverine, Black Suited Spider-Man, and Iron Man.
Are those
That
lenticular
Wolverine
shields?
I believe
excellent.
they are. In a throwback to the original 80s figures, each one of them comes with a shield.
Oh,
And
that
they
Wolverine is
look pretty
excellent.
sweet.
They almost, I like this the smirk. That's pretty cool. They almost look like lenticular. Like,
which would be a nice throwback, right?
well, that's what the original line came with.
Is that that's a wave, right? That's
This is a wave of 6 figures.
nice.
Pre-order is happening now, so
There's a cool stop motion.
Beyonder didn't have a mullet.
No, he didn't. There's a cool there's a really cool stop motion animated clip floating around that Hasbro put out. That's the Beyonder creating Battle World and summoning all of the other figures, and it looks really, really cool.
But that's not the only Marvel stuff we got. We also got from the Spider-Man animated series the Marvel's Vulture and Spidey 2-pack. So he's the de-aged Vulture after he stole a bunch of life energy. We get an unmasked Peter Parker head as well as an unmasked Flash Thompson head.
I like that.
Oh, because he was impersonating him in that episode.
Yeah.
That's a nice Spidey, actually.
I was thinking the same thing. I was curious.
We got the Super Friends version.
I was going to say the Spider. Is this the same body as the retro Spider-Man?
It might be.
I'm wondering if it is. It looks like it is.
Looks like he's got a nice big crunch.
I
really like that face sculpt. That animated series.
Yeah,
that show was excellent.
But moving on here, we got another one from Marvel, a deluxe pack, Kang the Conqueror.
I felt like the timing on this was pretty poor.
Yeah, it's not the greatest timing ever, considering the one face.
He's not even in a white beater.
But the one face, the blue face version, I believe, already got released. There you go. In the Joe Fixit wave, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I just think in light of the whole Majors thing, this is just like,
I mean, what's the likeness? Is the likeness him?
No, it's not.
I can't see it very well.
It's not. It's definitely comic.
You could see they dumped a bunch of money into this because it was going to be a big thing. Like that's a pretty significant release, the Throne, and
you would sort of, and the MCU figures have sort of done that. Like when the waves come out, it's like, okay, X number of movie figures and X number of comic figures, but they are always sort of adjacent to each other.
Yeah.
So
that's a great classic costume. That's what I want Kang to look like. You know.
Yeah.
It's been my issue with the MCU is not when they could get away with it, because everybody would be accepting of the comic book style, and some of them are so iconic, which is why you get the joke, the in joke in Wolverine and Deadpool that they could have been doing better than black leather for
all along. They could have been doing it right.
Don't get me wrong. Some of them are very, like, some of the Captain America stuff is excellent. It because it works for the character. He's in a modern, he needs that kind of, that makes much more sense. Like, but I'm a huge fan of the comic books. So this figure's spot on, right?
Talk about Captain America for a second. That the 2011 Avengers Cap, the spandex suit, like we only see that in that movie, and then again in the Time Heist. But then once we got to First Avenger, it's like the World War II suit is like the proto suit, and it influenced every other Captain America suit from there on.
Yeah.
Like
But
that.
those
just
are the
speaks to how
moments,
good
like-
it is.
Yeah, those are the moments that original costume, and it's even derpy on him. It's covering half his eyes and stuff. Like comic book
and
Loki
the USO
from
suit.
the USO suit.
Yeah,
The comic book accurate stuff that just knocks me out. The Loki uniform, the nods to the in Luke Cage. That was one of my favorite bits of Luke Cage, where he just showed up with the
Where
ripped
he busts
shirt and
out.
and the chain, and he was like, "No,
Yeah,
this isn't me." But that stuff knocks me out.
Yeah. Joe Fan's got to run.
Oh, gotta run. Okay, man. Have a good one.
Drive safe. But sticking with Hasbro, because there's lots more.
Nice.
From The Mandalorian, the Black Series Armorer helmet.
Okay.
It's pretty yummy.
It looks pretty good.
Okay.
I love that the
Still
interior
the same price point.
is getting detailed.
I believe so. It's
Good.
got the welcome light effects, as well as the regular armor deco. So I don't know exactly what needs to light up in this one, but
It's got a light feature.
yeah, light effects.
I bet you it's the
My
visor.
Mando helmet has a light feature, so when you like tip it off, there's just a single red LED, and
Just
when you
inside.
put it on, inside, illuminating the inside of the helmet, and when you put it on, it stays on for about 10 seconds, then it times out.
Interesting.
So it's like a
That's interesting.
pressure seal or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
maybe.
That's cool.
Gaz says, "What about the '70s movie custom with the motocycle helmet and the clear shield?"
Yeah.
The clear shield.
We
Oh,
can have him
God.
fight Japanese Spider-Man and be wicked. The clear shield.
88,
I forgot
89.
about.
Oh my God.
They're trying to capitalize on the Linda Carter Wonder Woman show with those.
Yep. Sticking in the Star Wars universe, though, we've got the vintage collection Streets of Mos Eisley with a Jawa.
Vintage collection is just killing it lately with all the diorama stuff.
Yeah,
they've
and
been
this
churning
one
out.
looks to be like
I
super
made that out of
configurable.
styrofoam. Don't spend your money.
Yeah.
See that in the background? That's styrofoam. Don't spend your
Styrofoam.
money.
That's right.
I'll make you one. My God.
Well, some people will hold you to it.
Yeah, $10
It's
a
true.
run.
It's true. They're really easy to make, though. I mean, I love that stuff. I especially love the fact that it's modular. So buy two and you can, you know what I mean?
Start linking them.
Yeah.
We can build a neighborhood.
Yeah.
What I really want is this stuff in the 6-inch scale.
Yes.
And
I
hence
mean,
why I make my own, right? Like
the first 3D printer that gets their hands on these, you know, this is going to be scanned and upscaled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be more Jawas.
Yeah. He's
Hell
lonely.
yes.
Like they run in
one
packs.
guy, one Jawa.
Yeah.
This next one, though, more vintage collection. We get Luke Skywalker and Dedra Miro.
I'm glad to see Dedra Miro is showing up at the same time in both collections.
Yeah.
That makes me happy because it's usually one or the other. And like in the Andor wave, the brown jacket Andor was available in the vintage collection. We didn't get him until much later on.
Yeah.
And he was a convention exclusive.
With that
This
vintage
makes-
collection,
This
Luke.
makes me happy.
Yeah, it does. What that binge collection Luke makes me realize is that we need a new Black Series Luke without the derpy Barbie clothes on it.
Just give me a molded jacket.
Like that is perfect, and I would love that in 6
Fine.
inches instead of
totally fine.
farm boy.
I'll tell you
Ken.
what I learned. I'll tell you what I learned about Luke Skywalker in the Black Series. I wish I could show this to you. The Black Series land speeder is about 20 to 30% too small because I have the Luke that it came with, which is just the farm boy Luke with the better face on it. But when you try to put old Ben in the seat beside him,
No dice.
it doesn't work. I literally don't hate me for this. I took a page out of I took a page out of the swoosh and I actually exactoed the rubber skirt piece off of his robes to fit him in. And then when you go to stack C-3PO on the back, the seats are too far back. 3PO's legs can't fit in behind the seat.
Uh-oh.
So if you want to recreate that, we're driving into Mos Eisley, you can't do that.
The original Kenner was so perfect for that.
Yeah.
It was so
because
perfect.
straight legs, man.
Straight
just
legs.
go right around Luke's head.
Yep.
Yeah. You need to be a surgeon to put. I have the advanced tie, the big one, and you need to be a
Oh,
surgeon
yeah.
to put the pilot in the seat. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Or the gunner back to back with him.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I even attempted that. I got one photograph and was like, "That's it."
I'm done.
but in this vintage collection, we also get a Anakin Skywalker and Clone Trooper Lieutenant.
That's a good looking Anakin. I mean, that's
I love that
and
look.
obviously that is our flashback Ahsoka / Clone Wars.
Mhm.
And the clone lieutenant. Well, you know,
From Teth.
I'm
Teth.
a sucker for clones. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But what's Gaz saying now?
where is the true hero of A New Hope? Where's R5D4? Just imagine if he had the motivation, dude. R5 has just got a re-release in the Black Series, so he's out there.
There you go,
He's
right
out there.
There he is.
So that right there, that's the that was a GameStop exclusive here in Canada.
That's an old one. Yeah.
There's a new one that's just come out. Bigger mold.
Glary.
I've got the new one too.
Is he? That's the accurate mold. Is that the Mandalorian release?
Yeah, the one with the telescopic
neck
to fit the N1.
Nice,
which I think is hilarious.
Boop, boop.
Moving up to the actual 6-inch size Black Series.
I can't wait. There's some good reveals here. I'm super excited for these.
Yeah, we get Clone Commander Bakara.
Yes, the Ki-Adi-Mundi killer.
And the Commando droid.
BX series Commando
So
droid.
I was going to speak upon this. Just knowing that ND5 is on the horizon.
Yeah.
I was actually hoping we would get this first, because while ND5 is awesome, I want this first. So I don't want to pull a trench coat off a figure and ruin it. And so I'm glad we got this first. Throw a trench coat on that. I'll buy it twice.
with a gaping hole in its chest.
Yeah.
I like this. I always thought
really
the
like that.
The BX Commando droids were just like, I know it's Clone Wars and ostensibly it's a kid's show, but I mean, we all enjoyed it on so many different levels.
Mm-hmm.
Of all of the droid models that we experienced through the course of the films and television, the BX Commando droid to me were always the most scary, and I love this.
This
quite
is beautiful,
love
this. And this is like, now a tactical droid, and we are complete. We can.
Seriously,
yeah.
And another named clone commander, Bakar. This guy is the leader of the Republic Marines that were with Ki-Adi-Mundi. So, I can't wait to add this one to my collection.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beauty.
Both of them, for that matter.
Pre-order available now.
Yeah. Do you get the other Black Series?
Yeah, we got some more Black Series yet.
Is that the first of the subset of Revenge of the Sith figures? I'm not familiar with the brown packaging.
That's the new packaging.
It is the new, but is that the first of the Revenge of the Sith line?
According to the package,
is the Palpatine is it? There's a Palpatine in a red robe.
Wait! I have that Palpatine. I don't remember the packaging
because this one, it has number 2 on it for figure release, right?
Dear Lord, maybe it is. I have that Palpatine.
It could be.
Did I not send a picture in our group chat?
I believe you did.
I'll scroll back.
I don't know if you sent it. You might have sent it in the pack. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I'll look for it.
Gaz says, didn't they have those as ninja droids?
Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They totally did.
Yeah, but
it's the one that Crosshair bullseye.
Yes.
Up the stairs. Five rebounds. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
But this next one is from the Shadows of the Empire.
Hold on to your seat.
Prince Sizor.
Shizor.
Oh, get out.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm super hot. That's amazing.
The detail.
I'm really happy about that.
Sweet.
What's interesting is that we haven't had. It's been a little while. Well, not. I guess technically that's not true because Afro was fairly recent. But like, it's usually the gaming greats that are sort of embracing the other stuff,
the periphery.
But
yeah.
This is a straight up Legends character that may or may not have been canonized on screen. We're still not sure. Black Sun certainly has. The Faline species has, but this Prince Shizor.
It's a glaring omission from Star Wars Outlaws.
Absolutely.
By
yes.
The way.
Yes. Yeah.
This character,
Black Sun
in particular. This character is active at the time.
Yeah.
If he's canon.
I feel like there's enough
Outlaws
room.
runs concurrently with Shadows, right?
Yeah, it kind of does. It's after
Yeah, it sure does.
Hoth.
Yeah.
After Hoth. Yeah. So
Mhm.
for sure. I love this character. He's the
Me too.
major antagonist, primary antagonist of the book Shadows of the Empire. And it's been far too long. So I'm happy that the Black Series is embracing legend stuff. We got that Jorah Sabath. We got him. So
Mhm.
I'm happy to see this. And this one is probably going to be much easier for me
It's
to obtain.
really
so.
nice looking too. I hope it looks that nice in hand. It looks really nice.
I often wonder sometimes when we see this stuff, are we looking at, and I don't think this is a rendering, but is this a pre-production sample or is this is final? I'd like to know that.
Yeah, I think this one might actually be a final thing.
Yeah, this
normally they have the little prototype shown in the corner, but this one did not.
I find from the finals there's sometimes slight tonal changes, but for the most part they're pretty tight. It's not like 5 years ago when they put out something and then you get it. And why is Leia pink? Why she's bright pink?
yeah. This excites me. This excites me.
Me
as a
too.
Black Series
Yeah.
collector, so I'm tickled at this.
They're going to pull me back in with this one for sure.
If they're doing this, as soon as I saw this, I'm like, does this ease us into a Black Series dash Rendar?
Or an animated Shadows of the Empire show? I mean, when I read that novel, it's so it is as good as the novelizations of Empire or Return of the Jedi.
It totally is.
It's super, super good. If you guys out there haven't like read the novel, especially. The game is super fun and it follows the same track, but my goodness, it's top-notch stuff.
When the project,
this character is excellent.
When the project came out and Lucasfilm touted this as the movie without a movie, that's the way that they approached it. But it was arguably one of the first big IPs of our generation that to do a multimedia campaign with, like you said, a novel, a comic book series, and a video game, and the soundtrack all at the same time.
And they had action,
and all of them were excellent.
Yeah,
they were. Yeah, they did have.
They really were. Can't say enough about Shizor though. Love this character. Totally underrated. Totally underused. So I'll be happy to.
It was the Thrawn. He was Thrawn before Thrawn when we didn't have Thrawn.
Yeah, really. He kind of was. I mean, he was this counterpoint to Darth Vader, and I mean,
right? Yeah.
Not many people.
Oh no.
Go out of their way to make an enemy out of Vader. Although we all know how
it was really our first deep voice. I mean, you got periphery stuff about the Hutts, but it was really our first dive into the Star Wars underworld with Black Sun, and you get like, oh, with that bounty hunter we ran into an Ord Mantell, and you get like, I've got a life, I owe Jabba the Hutt money, and I was smuggling spice, but this is the first time you really get into that part of the world. Super good.
No, you're right.
Really,
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We got one more Black Series one. And it's celebrating the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace. How about a Stap and Battle Droid?
See, I had I had Maul and the Sith Speeder in my hand the other day, and I feel like I made the right decision by putting it back on the shelf. I love these things, but like as a 6-inch collector, my real estate is at a premium.
Oh God, yeah. And
so
that looks fairly meaty too. That's got to be over 12 inches tall. Like that's looking pretty high up there.
With the stand,
yeah.
With the stand, the figure's a 6-inch scale figure. He's in a crouch.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So I bet on the stand he's probably close to from head to the bottom of the base, but
probably
10 inches,
10, maybe 11 inches,
10 inches, and that. Like that would be definitely have to be. I couldn't put it on a riser. It would have to be on a shelf
first level.
So to me, like,
I wonder too. Again, if this is like, I guess you can charge more. Again, you can reuse a figure. The mold's there. It's not hard to produce, but it's like. Remember, was it like a super special thing when you were a kid and you bought a vehicle and it came with a figure? Like I feel like they could sell this and Maul's speeder, and we would buy them at a lower price point without the
I
figures.
said the same thing to a buddy of mine. I'm like, because the
Like-
mall speeder, it's mall, which arguably I think is a new mold for the figure,
Okay.
which is good.
It's
which is
probably
good.
molded to sit on the speeder though, so it might be awkward otherwise.
I mean, the original
I've
mall
seen that.
mold has that splayed, like the legs are splayed out, so you can't stand up museum pose quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then they reuse that lower body on Nihilus, which has the same issues. But it's
Mhm.
mall, it's the 2-part lightsaber, the macro binoculars, the speeder
cool.
itself, and one probe droid. And I'm like, and it's $79 Canadian, by the way.
It's almost the probe droid and the binoculars almost have me there more
I'm
than
like-
the speeder bike.
I'm like, take the figure out of it and the figure specific accessories. Just give me the bike and give me 3 probe droids like the movie. And I would buy that because I already have them all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
agree.
think for this, the STAP, I mean, I don't
They're
know.
playing on the original issue, right? The original packaging version.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause that's what you got,
Phantom
right?
Menace packaging.
Stab
for
and the
sure.
battle droid, right? But
I mean, the battle droid doesn't add any extra value to me because it's the same battle. Arguably, it's the same battle droid mold. I don't think they've redesigned those.
They could stand to
rickety
redesign
hips.
it. They could stand to redesign it. But
Really, yes.
it's also
yes.
very plain looking. Like it doesn't. There's like zero. Like I guess there is weathering on it, but it looks very.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have a removable
monotone.
backpack.
What I find interesting is that like when they like the first release of the 6-inch speeder bike, the Imperial speeder bike had a pretty run of the mill stand with a ball joint. When they re-released it for the Mandalorian, the stand got stylized to look like a whoosh, like a kind of a whooshing effect.
Yeah.
Not the case here. Like you're just giving me a plain old stand.
Yeah.
We don't know what the price point is on this.
No, we do not.
This is not $79. I'll tell you that.
I would hope not,
No.
but
I would
That's
say
what mall was.
79 at GameStop for mall. Yeah,
so it'd be 100.
Is that with your discount?
that's a
Is
good
that with
question.
your discount?
I didn't check to see if that was edge pricing or not.
Well, we're
I do that
edging
a lot.
up
I'll
on
say
the end
to,
of that, though, aren't
somebody,
we?
"Oh, this is X at GameStop," and they go there, and it's like, "No, it was Y." I'm like, "Oh, here's my card."
Yeah. Well, that's a good point too, Andy. Like you said, like for GameStop clients or shoppers in Canada, your Edge Rewards card at your next renewal is done.
Yeah,
it will not be renewed. So the Edge program is changing. They just won't tell us what.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's-
You're good until your next renewal, if you know when that is.
Yep,
I do.
I don't.
December 23rd.
Of this year.
23rd for me. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have. I better buy some shit.
Gaz says, "This is cool, but what I really want is a battle droid trying to ride and trying to tame a Nerf."
Yeah.
Speaking of Nerfs,
I want just a battle droid with a C3PO head. That'd be great.
Anybody? Oh, that's coming. That's coming. We've
Is
already.
it?
That's in the
Straight-
pipeline.
Oh, yeah.
That
Straight
is
up in the pipeline.
Yes,
No
with
way.
the gray C3PO head. Anybody watch the first few episodes of
Rebuild the Galaxy?
Rebuild the Galaxy are out now on Disney Plus.
I have
I've
not.
watched the first one.
I watched the first one last night too. There's Nerfs in that.
They're Nerf herders.
They're Nerfs, yeah.
You're a
Nice.
scruffy looking Nerf herder. Well, why do you call me scruffy? But Roger.
Roger.
Well, that brings us to the end of our Hasbro stuff. But we got a few more here. NECA has the 8-inch scale Megan coming out. Got multiple heads, multiple
Nope.
hands.
No.
Comes with a machete, a screwdriver. It's the perfect little
Looks
AI
realer
killer
than
bot.
in the movie.
Really, bud?
This is an interesting one. I was talking about this with my wife today that we saw a new Elvira coming.
We've got her in a couple.
They're
slides,
using
too.
this, and other lines have done this. Hasbro has done this. The swappable face
plates. Yeah,
but now we've got both. We've got alternate heads
as
and
well as face
and
plates.
alternate faces.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
The Amazing Yamaguchi figures I have swappable face plates with swappable eyes behind them.
Eyes. Oh yeah.
Mm.
That's
So
a
you
little
can get
unnerving.
like it's awesome.
Really.
Especially for
One eye
stop
looking
motion.
each way.
This one is going to
Anybody
be
think she looks like an Olsen twin?
a little bit
Oh my.
creepy as hell in the movie.
Bob Saget gives you a milkshake.
But apparently this one you can get it first at Best Buy. So it's kind of different.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess Best Buy is kind of trying to get into more of that
They
stuff
are.
too, right?
But then next up from NECA, but in the Toonie Tears line, we get silver screen editions of stuff we've already seen before.
Okay.
Like Vincent
Oh,
Price,
that's
which is
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
As Grand
yeah.
Moff Tarkin.
And then we also get Nosferatu and the male alien from They Live.
Oh my God.
That
Put the damn
big
glasses
figure.
on.
Yeah.
I would buy that. That's pretty sweet. What scale
And
is
like-
that?
The Toonie Terrors
they're
are
like
like
5
yeah,
inches.
5-inch.
That's a fun figure.
like-
I like that one.
I know they've released these ones before because
They were
we
colored.
profiled them earlier. I guess it was earlier in the year.
It was, yeah.
But like for a couple of these, it works. Like the male alien from They Live.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Big
When you
time.
put the glasses on, that's what you see, right?
And Nosferatu
big
in
time
black and
awesome.
white is
Yep.
yeah, it's totally.
But,
That's how I expect them to be.
yeah. Or apparently they're going to Target first and then additional retailers after that.
So we might see them.
I hope
at
so.
Specialty retailer then.
Fly by Night will probably get them.
Oh, that's yeah, probably.
And they're open in Peterborough now, folks.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah. Congratulations to Justin at Fly by Night on his expanding the store
Mhm.
to Peterborough.
This next one, good timing for it. The 1988 Beetlejuice.
Is it though? I mean,
It's supposed to be.
we both just recently saw this. So like, is this like based on
I'm going Thursday.
the original film, or is this based on the new film? Because
Well,
there's-
the listing says that it's based on the original 88 one.
I mean, arguably it's the same.
This is a stripped down figure, though. He's only got 8 points of articulation.
Oh,
And
Wait.
apparently it's exclusively available at Walmart.
who's making this?
Wow.
NECA.
This is a NECA?
This is a NECA, but it's a
Weird.
stripped down NECA.
Yeah. So like, there's nothing in the lower body,
No.
like nothing. So what do you got? Wrists? I see.
Basically a
joints,
maquette.
Arms, hand, maybe a
Shoulders,
twist in the
looks like.
waist.
So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Neck.
7, 8.
His
Nine.
head is turned in the third shot, so his neck.
Mm.
Isn't that something?
The joke is that they saved a lot of money on the makeup budget by having just waiting until he was as old as Beetlejuice is dead. We have tickets for Thursday, though. I'm super excited about seeing it.
It's charming.
It's good.
It's absolutely charming.
But also based on the 88 one, going back to the regular NECA format, we get Ultimate Beetlejuice, the Bio Exorcist.
See,
Hmm.
that's what I.
That's where they
that's what I
shine.
expect.
That's really where they shine. That's an excellent looking figure.
It comes with a whole bunch of accessories, multiple interchangeable faceplates, like you had noticed on the other one,
Yeah, yeah.
as well as interchangeable head, hat, hands, dead rat, Beetlegeist flyers, and newspaper, and a lantern.
I dig this one.
Yeah, and that's a
And-
bold move too. That's for collectors because it's not somebody's going to see that on the shelf and not recognize it as Beetlejuice necessarily. You know what I mean? It's not in his classic stripy. That's a great looking figure, actually.
Yeah. This is the version we meet at the cemetery in the model.
That's right. Yeah.
But I love the amount of detail on it because if you look at the headline on the paper, it's all about the sandworms. So when he's going through the paper looking for new folks to
Right,
haunt,
right,
he's like,
right.
"Oh, sandworms." That's the paper he's reading when he finds the
Oh yeah,
Beats-
it
or,
is, isn't it? Yeah.
the Maitlands. So this one will be shipping out January 2025. So
Oh, that's still a ways.
pre-order now. And like you had mentioned earlier, we get a new NECA for
Oh,
Elvira.
yeah, there she is.
We
The
get Commando Elvira.
Rambo
Jeez.
Elvira.
Because she
From
didn't have
the
enough guns
start.
before.
That's right. This one includes an all-new dagger, so it's been retooled there. New bracelets, interchangeable faceplates with new expressions. Aunt
Stinger
Morgana's
missile launcher.
yeah, bazooka, and Aunt Morgana's spell book.
Scales with your Joes.
I hope she stands better than the other ones do. Because
Yeah.
my God, they're
She likes to
tough.
follow her
Swappable
along.
Cher face paint. She looks like Cher in that.
Do you believe in life after death?
Yeah, I was trying to work on something there. That's exactly where my brain went too.
I wish someone would call the Ghostbusters.
Now there we go. Beetlejuice versus Ghostbusters.
I
We need
mean,
that.
and
We need it.
Crossovers, they work. Jason.
I feel like that's a good one too, because you would go through that where they would face off against Beetlejuice. They would fight him, probably lock him up.
Yeah.
And then they would need him to solve a bigger thing.
Yeah.
Right? So they would have to let him out.
Yeah.
That
writes
would be
itself.
Cool. Yowzers.
Yeah. But that does bring us to the end of our toy segment.
Oh, okay.
But that means we're at our next segment.
Oh, is it?
And we have another sticker up for winning this week.
Oh dear. Here we go. Okay, is it time?
It's time.
All right, it's time. Let's get the machine going. Here we go.
Lyrics. It's misheard lyrics. Lyrics. It's misheard lyrics. Tonight.
Every time.
So good.
Nice. Jeremy Spokane Glass Bay.
That's the one.
Yep. All right. Tonight's misheard lyric.
Oh dear.
We get my sack of fries.
My sack of fries. Oh boy.
Yep.
All right. As always, we'll give you the 30-second timer, and you guys can mull this one over, and we'll come back and check in with your answers momentarily. Just like that, eh?
Yeah, Gaz made me spit take almost.
Gaz saying, I wish I had Jesse's girl.
I wish
Unfortunately,
that I-
8675309.
yeah, is that the number you call for Jesse's girl?
8675 sack of fries.
Unfortunately, Gaz, no, that is not the correct answer this evening. Any other folks want to take a guess at this one?
Sack of fries.
As always, you'll see there's a blurred image. That is a clue.
It is. It is the
to
cover
the actual
to the single.
song. Yeah, there you go.
So
it looks like that's the only one we're going to get.
all in for all in. You want to take another stab at it, Gaz? Go for it.
I mean, I would love. I mean, a Rick Springfield. How about a Rick James? I don't know, something else.
Oh,
Anything
Electric
else?
Avenue. Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue.
We're gonna rock onto my sack of fries and you. No, I don't know. That's a whole other song now.
Yeah. All right. All in for all in.
Okay. All right. What do you got?
All right. It is actually My Sacrifice.
Oh
by
my
Creed.
gosh, my sacrifice. And of course, it sounds like this.
My sacrifice.
My
There you
sack.
go. I think that's the shortest one we've had yet.
I think so.
My
shortest
sack
bit.
is lies. And I'm going to see somebody about it.
Is that like, I swear to God, put that back up. Is that like C? Is that your when in doubt answer, right?
Maybe.
My wayward love.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah. My Sacrifice from the 2001 album Weathered.
Holy crap.
I know.
2001?
Released October 16th, 2001 as the lead single from their third album. It peaked at number 4 on the US Billboard Hot 100 for the week of February 9th, 2002. So it took a while to get there.
Yeah, it did.
But it did reach number 1 on the mainstream rock tracks chart for 9 consecutive weeks beginning in December of 2001.
Interestingly enough, they just had a reunion tour.
Mhm.
In fact, they might still be on the road right now.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah, I seen them,
Creed is this like
going off on Twitter on some political thing.
they also did a one of those like rock cruises fairly recently, or Scott Stapp did one anyway.
Okay.
Famously, Scott Stapp went off the deep end on alcohol and drugs and did one of those like hotel room rants.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Vaguely, yeah.
Clearly, he's gotten himself into a better place that they want to reform the band. But like, I like Creed, but like when they broke up and then reformed with Miles Kennedy as Alter Bridge,
Mm.
Oh,
That's good
I'm
too.
a huge fan. I go back and I listen. You're an Alter Bridge fan?
Yeah.
Go back and listen to the
Metalingus.
first. Go back and listen to the very first Alter Bridge record and tell me that's not a Creed record
without
Scott Stapp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't unhear that now.
My snack of fries.
I don't even want to say no. I can't do it. It's something about lice.
My sack has lice. Yes,
I was gonna use the lady parts.
Oh,
I will screw up any song you give me. Promise.
I know where you're going with that one.
Lady parts and lice.
There you go.
I'm not gonna say it on
Don't
here.
put toothpicks in the toilet because they'll pole vault.
Wow.
All right, let's go on here. So no winner this week. There's still 3 stickers to be claimed.
Oh, that's right.
So,
yes.
Red Swenson took the first one.
Red was our winner last week. Is the proud owner of a new sticker that he still hasn't told us which one.
But he told us when he's coming to get it.
Yeah, see you at Christmas.
Yep.
Like I'm live.
We're saving on postage on this one.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, next up. I know this one's not really in your wheelhouse, but I'm up for this one. Salem's Lot is getting a remake. And it's going to be on HBO Max October 3rd.
I just see that and it's like, get out.
That scared the living crap out of me as a child. Watching that on TV, being allowed to friggin' watch that on TV at like 8 years old, scared the crap. The kid floating outside the window while Starsky and Hutch was, that's too much for me, man.
Yeah, this is the 3rd adaptation of the novel. But it's who's it here? You should know him. Top Gun Maverick's Lewis Pullman is going to be in here playing author Ben Mears.
Lewis Pullman. Who was he in Maverick?
I am not sure.
I'm going to look it up.
But we also get Mackenzie Lee from Gotham as Susan Norton. Alfred Woodward from Luke Cage as Dr. Cody. William Sadler from Iron Man 3 as Parkins Gillespie. Bill Camp as Matthew Burke. Pilu Asbeck as Richard Straker. And John Benjamin Hickey as Father Callahan. So the trailer looks good. Looks nice and spooky. I got high hopes for this one. But yeah, don't have to wait too long for it. So
nice.
Sorry, I was looking that up. I still don't recognize him. I think Lewis Pullman was the backseater that wore the glasses.
Okay.
Whose name I can't remember.
That's all good. And the cast of Monster Squad.
Sorry. Hangman?
Maybe.
I think that's who he was.
But apparently Superman and Lois star
Tyler
Hoechlin,
yeah,
as well as Elizabeth Tulloch, are promising that the series finale is going to be fairly emotional.
Well, you've been invested in this since the beginning.
I have,
and I didn't jump on the boat because as the Arrowverse was winding down, I didn't have the energy to go over.
Yeah, I did, and I'm glad I did.
Why is Bruce Campbell so angry?
He's angry because he wasn't in it. But no, pronounce his name again.
Tyler Hoechlin.
Okay. Hoechlin has told Entertainment Weekly that he didn't actually know the ending until they got pretty close to doing it.
Oh,
so they were holding it, close to the chest. They had discussed potential endings throughout the various seasons, but they thought it would be kind of cool. And even up to about halfway through the season, they still hadn't figured out which direction they were going this year.
Sure.
But they are doing the arc, the Death of Superman. So whether or not they're going to kill Doomsday at the same time, or is he going to be like, left in limbo until the season finale? I don't know.
It's one of those. The series is ending. That's not no cliffhanger, no carrots, unless you are going to dangle a thread that suggests that some or all of these characters are going to make the leap into another form of media.
Yeah,
just don't do it. Don't do it.
No, give us Superman and Lois hugging on the steps of the Smallville farm ranch.
Yeah, sure.
Pan back on a sunset. But
yeah,
he is going to die in the opening first or second episode.
Do we know when that's coming?
Yeah, we do. It will be coming out on October 7th.
Oh, so we're not that far away.
No, and it's going to be a
Couple weeks.
2-episode drop on the first day. So,
all right.
yeah. What's Gaz saying here?
The show threw me off at first because the main actor looked odd wearing the Superman suit.
Eh.
Well, I mean, the Superman suit that he debuted in Supergirl was kind of weird looking with the gold cape attachment points, which were just. But I like this one.
Yeah,
better.
he's filled it out nicely over the seasons.
Yeah, but well, they've also improved the suit.
Yes, they did. I know you love talking politics and everything.
Who? Me?
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic as hell.
Good.
Let's talk about Donald Trump for a minute. Or let's
actually
not say Donald Trump because it's not Donald Trump. It's about Donald Trump, but they've made a biopic called The Apprentice, starring Sebastian Stan as Donald Trump.
So I just saw this trailer and didn't even know that this was a thing.
I did not know it was a thing either.
Until it was like, oh, this is a thing?
Yeah.
Apparently it is.
Yeah,
and now that I've seen it, I'm like, okay, there is a part of me that is morbidly curious.
A little bit. But yeah, Sebastian Stan, Bucky, he plays a young Donald Trump. And he comes under the spell of Roy Cohn, who's played by Jeremy Strong, and meets, Ivana Trump, played by Maria Bakalova.
Maria Baklava.
Okay, there we go.
As Ivana Trump. Okay.
Yeah. But based on the trailer, they're going to I don't know, they're not going to go easy on him. Like
he super looks like he wants to carry the ring for Frodo there.
A little bit. But yeah, like there's a line in the trailer where Ivana's like, "Oh, you're getting ugly," and I could just see him like flipping out over that.
Well, we know where she is.
Yeah,
where they are.
But yeah, it's going to be in theaters October 11th, so in just a few weeks. So if you're curious about the early stages of Trump, maybe this is it.
I'm curious to know if this was made with his,
blessing or insight.
Yeah, like, does he have anything to do with this? Like,
I don't think so, because if he did, he would want it glossed over, right?
With him hot on the campaign trail, like
yeah, and this is a weird timing to drop it
when
because
he's
so
yeah. And I'm surprised. So this isn't about The Apprentice, but like sort of Trump adjacent. When I remember I told you I went to see oh my god, that movie that I said was going to make everybody uncomfortable.
Oh, the one
with the Civil War thing.
And everybody said it was a terrible sequel because nothing was in it.
It's not an action movie.
I know.
But it's clear in that movie that the pastiche of a president was
Senior Donald.
Yeah. And there wasn't really a lot of talk about that. So will this movie generate some buzz?
I assume it will.
I don't know.
But it's written by Gabriel Sherman and directed by Ali Abbasi. So
yeah,
I am not familiar with their work.
But, I can't tell you anything they did.
It looks like they're just gonna do an unabashed look at his life, good points and bad.
Yeah, Civil War. Civil War was what I'm trying to think of. Jesus, not the Marvel one.
No, the other one.
The one with Mary Jane. That's not Mary Jane.
But yeah, in the trailer, they do get up to the point of the slogan "Make America Great Again." So it should span a good long chunk of time.
Well, I mean, the synopsis there says, starting in the 1970s. So, man, and the trailer, like, well, you saw the trailer.
Yeah,
it's like in the back of the car, and he's on the phone, and he's being coached on what to say.
Yeah, which is kind of weird, but not unheard of.
Funny,
right?
He's still being coached on what to say. He just doesn't listen anymore.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, like any trailer we've done tonight,
narcissistically raping women.
Exactly.
Any grab him by the do whatever you want.
But yeah, any trailer we've talked about tonight is listed in the show notes if you want to go check it out, including this next one, which is Shelley Duvall's final film, The Forest Hills.
Is that her?
That is her. And
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was her first role in over 2 decades after stepping away from acting. But she did reveal that
is that Edward Furlong?
Yes, it is. Eddie Furlong's in there, too.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
She arguably looks better than he does.
But
Edward Furlong and Tommy Chong.
no, it's not Tommy Chong.
I guess which one's Tommy Chong?
Yeah.
I'm
But,
sorry.
Oh, where is it here? Dan Gilroy, her longtime partner, explained that she wanted to do this to feel like an actress one final time and lift her spirits.
Oh, you know what?
Amidst her
You can't
health
argue
battle,
with
right?
You can't argue with that.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that. And the fact the truth is there are not as many. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
How many roles are there for aging actors and actresses?
Not unless you talk like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
I would agree that there are more for men for sure. Yeah.
Well, look at Gandalf. Ian McKellen's still going there.
Some people hit their stride at that age, right? But yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the documentary, but the stuff that Kubrick did to her was just
egregious.
I did not. It's crazy to get the performance out of her in The Shining. Messed her up for her entire life.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
But because of her declining health and mobility issues, and when they cast her, that meant they traveled to her home in Texas to build a set on location there to film her scenes, and worked around it just to make sure she was in it proper, right?
Well, so, I mean, you obviously wanted her.
Yeah.
Hey, Shelley Duvall's coming out of retirement. See if we can get her.
Yep.
Okay, but we got to go to her house. Okay.
And we got to spend the rest of the money on Eddie Furlong.
Yep. Director Scott Goldberg has said in a statement that Shelley was an amazing actress to work with, and he will forever be grateful for the opportunity to direct her. She will be missed.
Yeah.
But The Forest Hills itself will be released later this year on October 4th in select theaters. And as well as the link to the trailer in the show notes, we've also linked to the website there because they have some merch, some DVDs, pre-sales available going on. And
I get the impression from the poster there that this is another scary film.
Yes, this is another.
Okay, so this is not.
Film.
This is another one that
I
will not be seeing this.
Yeah, but this next one you might want to go see.
Well, this is local.
This is local
for you and I. Yeah. So this is interesting. I have seen this performer before, not solo though.
No. Okay. Well, anyway, Sebastian Bach is coming to do his hometown show in Peterborough.
Yeah.
The Child Within the Man tour is making a stop at the venue in Peterborough, Ontario on October 23rd.
And, believe it or not, for those of you who don't know, this is a hometown show.
Yeah. And tickets, they start at $52.71. So it's like not even that bad comparatively to like, $800 Swifty tickets.
He's played around here before. And I've seen comments sort of on various Facebook groups saying that when he's around, he's been quite personable and quite sort of reminiscent about being home in Peterborough. I saw him at a casino show.
Nice.
At Casino Rama with the Kings of Chaos. Kings of Chaos, which is I guess you could call it a super group, but essentially the core members of Kings of Chaos were Matt Sorum on drums, who played for Guns N' Roses and The Cult. Oh my God, Stephen, the bass player from Guns N' Roses, the blonde guy,
not Slash, because he was the guitar player.
I've seen him too, but not in this group. Anyway, so bass player, and then Izzy Stradlin, the rhythm guitar player from Guns N' Roses, and then it's a rotating litany of like who's available based on what's going on. So they filled it out with Sebastian Bach, Steve Stevens, Billy Idol's guitarist, and Robin Zander. Yes, Duff McKagan. Thank you very much. God, you think I'm a fan?
There's a lot of knowledge to back in. And it just keeps getting more every week.
I know, man. Whatever's not leaking out my ears. Yeah. Jesus. I like Sebastian Bach. I can't tell you that I'm a huge fan of his solo work, but
he probably still be a good show.
He puts on a show.
Yeah,
he does put on a show.
Well, another one that put on a show finally got his walk on the star, or his star on the Walk of Fame.
This was cool.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Mr. Harrison Dula got a star.
Yep.
Did you catch the speech? Yeah, I was going to say.
Hayden
was
Christensen
wicked.
did give him a really nice tribute, though.
He did. He really did.
Described him as one of the great actors of our generation, coolest person on the planet, and disarmingly warm embrace. Apparently, he has.
They kissed
I
on the
saw-
lips.
I saw the clip,
great.
and it was very heartfelt. And I mean, I know it's about Ewan, but Hayden is really enjoying this sort of
Really
resurgence.
enjoying this.
yeah. The
As he should.
resurgence, I think, is a good word. I don't want to
Because-
say comeback,
No,
but he's just being so warmly embraced by everybody.
as he should be. Now.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was really, really well delivered and funny. Like he had to cut me in half to be here, and you know,
Yeah.
stuff, things of that nature, little inside jokes
yeah,
for us. But
exactly.
yeah, no, super great, and it's nice to see that that's like a genuine. Like if
They
there's
have
any two-
maintained a genuine friendship outside of
Right.
film since
right.
the Phantom Menace, or sorry, since
And you-
Attack of the Clones.
You just want that as your headcanon, like
Yeah.
that those two people that brought those two characters to life have that camaraderie somewhere.
Yeah.
It's alive in reality. That's super cool.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if it was at the around the ceremony, but Ewan has come out and said he'd like another go at it.
Yeah.
And when I say
Yeah.
it, I mean Obi-Wan, and I'm all for it.
Well, we got lots more flashbacks for Ahsoka season 2 we could do. Maybe
I
Kenobi season 2 as well.
don't want a flashback. I want to just give me a series that's like happening. I mean, not a flashback.
There you go. But yeah, he did end his tribute by saying, "My friend Ewan, I want to thank you for being the best Jedi Master anyone could have hoped for. I love you, brother."
It was
Yeah,
very cool.
so-
I did catch that bit.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it.
This next one you had mentioned earlier. On this day in history.
Today.
We got two things on this day in history.
It's today.
Not only did it first air on September 17th, 1984,
Yeah.
Transformers,
Yeah.
but in 1991, Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 both released on
Ah,
September 17th.
Two of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It's of course this is the 40th anniversary of Transformers, and there's been anniversary events going on all year. I got to attend the special table. Well, I wasn't at the table reading, but I did go to the theatrical presentation of the first 4 episodes of G1, which episode 1 they did it as a live table reading. So Peter Cullen, Frank Welker were there, Michael Bell, and some other voice actors, and they read the script. So it was really, really cool to experience that.
That's cool.
And since then, especially over on the Transformers YouTube channel, they've been releasing interview footage from after the table read all year. So today's the day Transformers Unite. Today is the day that we first saw it in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And of course, Use Your Illusion. That record, I'll give you one factoid about it. The last single from Use Your Illusion, both of them was Estranged. Those records kept them on the charts for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. Arguably their
Still
best
have never
work.
bought a copy.
Really?
I bought
Got 'em
both of them. Yeah. They're arguably their best work.
Well, Appetite for Destruction's good too, though.
I agree with you. And I'll even pitch. I'll throw one out for Chinese Democracy. That
Mm.
there's some really good music on that. It just should never have been called Guns N' Roses.
Mm. Axel and the Chicken Bucket Crew.
Axel and the Bucketheads. Yeah.
Well, speaking of a buckethead, this next one, earlier, I guess a few weeks ago, we had talked about possible charges for Diddy and how he was on the run in his plane. Well, apparently the judge has ordered him to be jailed in the sex trafficking and racketeering charges that have been brought against him.
Yeah. This was developing today.
Yeah, like I just heard about it, 20 minutes before the show, and
Well, he's in
Mhm.
custody now.
he's behind bars.
Yeah. He turned
Uh,
himself in.
His attorneys proposed that he be released on 50 million bond. But U.S. Magistrate Judge Robin Tarnofsky has sided with the government and said, no, he's a danger to society and he's a flight risk.
He's a flight risk. Of course he is.
So, I mean, dude fled on a plane when we were talking about this the first time.
That's right. Yeah.
So what's to stop him from just hopping out and off he goes again? But yeah, I don't have all the details on this because it's still developing, but from what I've read, it's not good. They're saying
no, it's awful.
That he has maintained these parties called freak-offs.
Freak-offs.
Where they would have these poor women drugged up and paraded out and doing all sorts of crap for.
I read on CNN today, they described these freak-offs as orchestrated sex performances that involved professional sex workers that he would give narcotics to in order to make them more compliant and controllable.
Yep. And if they got out of line, they'd catch the back of his hand.
Yeah. Or a hair pull or whatever.
And
else.
there's video from, I guess, his previous girlfriend where he went out in the hallway and just kicked the crap
I've
right
seen
out of her.
that footage. And now in hindsight, I'm like, was this one of those? Because these freak-offs, apparently, some of them lasted for days.
Yeah.
Days. Is this one of those instances? Or was that one of those instances?
Because that one was settled out of court with a settlement, right? But,
yeah.
What's Gad saying here?
This is one that this is the one that they're talking about, but there are, I mean, the Epstein booklet that was released and made me want to never watch television or movies ever again in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the tip of an iceberg here.
Yeah.
Like that, there is some horrible thing going on in the back doors of society. That's seems to be prevalent among affluent people.
Yeah. Well, again, look at, I don't want to talk about Trump again, but it's that whole, like he said, you can do whatever you want. And is that the mentality when you're rich and famous?
Apparently.
Rich and famous somehow comes with a different set of rules?
Yeah, just buy your way out of whatever you get into.
I guess so, yeah.
But apparently, if he does get convicted on every charge in this indictment, it would require a mandatory 15 years in prison with the possibility of a life sentence.
So that's your mandatory 15. So at least 15,
and
with
right
a
up to
conviction.
possible life. So,
is there a bigger fish to chase on this one? Is there somebody else attached to this, or is this just all him? And guess
I
what?
think
You're
he
going
might
away.
be the top fish on this.
You're going away. Okay, all right.
I think this is he's one of the bigger fish in a pond full of giant fish.
Yeah.
If because this 6 months ago it was a conspiracy theory, and now it's not.
Yeah,
and that's what they all are until they're not.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
so what happens if they're all not? And
is
then
he linked to somebody else? Is there somebody like in this ring, as it's being called, this trafficking ring? Is he the top one of this particular?
Could be. Well, he's at the top of Bad Boy Records, right? So
I guess, yeah.
So
not just a cog in the
follow the money.
Yep.
Yeah. Puffy's an actual Miami Vice villain now.
Yeah. Way to go, guys. But
I mean, if they could touch him in prison, they will. These guys usually don't do real time. They go to a resort.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because real prison would not suit some of these people for their crimes.
No.
But that particular one would just with his association to Biggie and Tupac and all that controversy, it would be a badge of honor for the lowest guy in the world to just stick him with a toothbrush or something. You would be coveted.
Yeah, you're the guy that got Biggie killed. You're done. But yeah, I mean, I know you're supposed to be like innocent until proven guilty, but with the video footage and all that, and all the people coming forward, there's a pattern. It forms, and
I mean this, and it's not like this hasn't been going on for a while.
No,
you don't just.
You don't just do this overnight.
You don't just arrest somebody without collecting the evidence first.
Yep.
So they obviously have enough now.
Yep. So we will see how it plays out in the courts. We got a couple items left here. So we are getting close to the end. Even though we're already over 2 hours.
Oh, that's true.
But Pokemon Company has won a $15 million copyright lawsuit against the game that copied its characters.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. And I know we were talking about that one a few months ago.
It's a video game, isn't it?
Yeah, Pal World. But
yes.
This is not it.
Oh,
this is another one. Yeah.
All right.
As reported by GamesBiz, the Pokemon Company announced that they've won their lawsuit over Pocket Monster Reissue, also known as Kudai Yuagai Fuke.
Well, that's funny because, I mean, Pokemon is a portmanteau of Pocket Monster.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the Shenzhen Intermediate People's Court acknowledged the copyright infringement and ordered one of the 6 companies accused to pay 107 million Chinese yuan.
Oh dear.
Which is like 15.8 million in damages. But 3 of the remaining 6 companies were ordered to bear joint liability, but they've filed an appeal.
Yeah,
So
'cause
that'll come out.
None of them are probably large enough to foot it by themselves.
Probably not. No.
Damn, don't they know how to rip it off successfully and just change it to Digimon? I mean, scot-free for years. I mean,
Ours aren't monsters; they're robots.
That's right.
They're digital characters.
But yeah, like we've seen before, Pokemon is not afraid to go after companies
Isn't
when they're
that
infringing
something?
on them.
Well,
So
I mean, and maybe more companies should be doing that, defending their intellectual property.
mhm,
As we saw, what happens when you don't defend your property.
exactly, they'll
Flappy
take it away
Bird
from you.
guy.
Happy
That
Birds.
does bring
Get things
us
like
to our-
BattleTech.
Exactly.
What? That does bring us to our final.
Oh
item
my
of the
gosh, we've
evening.
hit that time. You know what time it is, Andy. He's out in the aisles. He's hunting for you and I so that we can save a few dollars with this week's toy hunting tip at Dollarama.
So first up this week, we have.
Are we giving Dollarama too much free advertising?
I don't know.
Every time I say Dollarama, do they get $1?
I don't know. We should be getting a buck.
Seriously.
Come on, help us out here. We'll be sponsors or something.
Casino Rama.
You've said that before too.
So restocked Marvel Legends retro figures are showing up again.
Oh.
$5
Oh,
at
nice.
store. Regular retail $16.90 and up. $22.99 if you go to Toys R Us. So if you want to get a good figure for $5, there you go. The other one, not a toy, but fan pop culture adjacent. The
Yep,
Harry
yep.
Potter Film Vault book series is
Okay.
showing up.
Oh.
There's 12 volumes in it, $5 a piece, and regular retail on these is $22.99 minimum.
I know somebody who's into that.
To get the full 12 volumes, if you buy it all in one shot off Amazon, I believe is $157.
No doubt.
So what you say? They're $5 a piece.
Yep.
So less than half of that.
Yeah. Fan of Harry Potter and concept art? There you go.
$60 before tax, or 60 Canadian dollars before tax.
Yeah.
That's a steal.
Yep.
That's a good deal.
I buy one RPG book now and it's $60 plus. Yeah.
But that is our stuff.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That is a Random Fandom 76.
Yep.
Another one.
Packed
One.
full.
Chock full. We didn't even cover all the toy stuff, that's for sure.
No, there
it
was still
was-
some more stuff coming out today that I couldn't fit in.
That's good though. That gives us more stuff to talk about next week. But of course,
Exactly.
there'll be all kinds of new headlines by then.
Yep.
In case you missed on Sunday, we made the joint decision, the three of us, to continue with our Ewok series to see at least through to the end of season 1. And then we will talk about Agatha all along, but we're going to do probably towards the show's end, we'll do an all around encompassing. Let's talk about the show as a whole. That would be a fun one to have some of you guys around for. So if you are an MCU fan and you are going to be watching Agatha all along, hold on to your opinions because we want to hear them and maybe you'll be a guest on the show.
Mhm.
Thanks, guys. Thanks as always, man. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you, man.
We certainly appreciate the support week after week. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
So yeah, Sunday night we're back for Ewoks. I don't know what
Tales of Fandor episode 8.
what's the episode title this week.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Oh,
either.
it's Light and Darkness
Oh,
War or
sorry.
something like that.
Or is it Land of the Guppins?
Oh, it might be
I
Land of the
know it's
Guppins
coming
first.
up.
I think it's Land of the Guppins.
I just
I think
know
Land
it has
of the
nothing
Guppins
to do with
is-
traveling jindas.
Yeah.
No,
That
we're
was the
done
last
with them. We'll never see that. We'll never see the Jindas again.
And then what happened in Star Wars next?
Monchichis forever. Okay. Otherwise, if you're not up for Sunday night, come back next Tuesday. At least Andy and I will be here.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody, just for fans of the show, fans of our channel who have stuck with us, who are maybe just discovering us now. As I said, we were talking about hitting 400 videos, 400 videos in total. It's been a really interesting process doing this whole thing, starting as an audio only show. What,
Transitioning
4 years,
4 years ago.
transitioning to video, and then
crazy.
immediately getting on the live stream bandwagon, which has been this incredible experience where we get to talk to people all over the world in real time. And there is nothing more satisfying than hanging out with you guys week after week. Absolutely love it. So much so, we're going to go until there's nowhere to go.
We're definitely going to do it again next week.
77.
Always fun. Oh, thanks, Kay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Wicked.
All right, guys. Anything you guys want to close on before we wrap it up?
No,
I just wanted to remind guys, my sack is lies. In case it didn't stick.
Oh, it stuck.
Nice. All right, everybody.
Alrighty.
Remember, whatever your thing is, fan on. And remember, for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Hank.
Sometimes. We'll see you
Sometimes.
on the next one. Bye for now, guys.